Welcome in, everybody. Episode 18.
Big 18.
Following a big start to the NFL Divisional Round of the 2023 playoffs. What we need to do is all rise for the national anthem. Please remove any caps.
I'm not. I'll stand.
And
I hate you.
Place your hand over your heart.
We're not going to be in the shot.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
I know what it is. I knew it.
This is why nobody likes the Eagles. Bitch. Terrible fan base. Harassing that poor fucking doctor while he's working.
Hit him high. And fuck you fucking Giants, bitch. The fuck off our field. To victory. I don't want to hear that shit ever again.
We're not even starting with the NFL.
Listen, we have to get it out on the table. We're gonna talk about that game, but
Starting off.
damn, I'm already out of breath.
All
right, UFC 283.
This motherfucker's hype about that.
Listen, my guy over here is gonna take it over because he actually
I
knows everything about this shit.
I watched this.
So
This card was kind of mid. I'm not even gonna cap.
Yeah, it was looking mid.
So, 2 new champions. Jamal Hill. Saw some things saying that he didn't deserve it just because he's 0-1 against the top 10. Well, 1-1 now. He seemed like an up-and-comer. He's almost was like Hamza in my sense, where like you could see the skills there. He could be a champion. He just needs more fights. With the predicament that happened in the last pay-per-view between Magomed Ankalaev and Blachowicz, it really screwed up the light heavyweight division in a sense of where Jamal had to take the jump and be the next one up. I mean, it was the next two. Who are you going to throw in? Johnny Walker? No.
So you're saying that there's a lot of argument that he doesn't deserve
A lot of people don't agree that he should have. They should have. They honestly think.
What else are you going to do? You're going to keep it, walk behind another fight?
They would have rather wait.
I don't know, man.
I get why he fought, but I don't think he deserved it. Same as Pereira didn't deserve it.
It's the hype train.
He got it, and he made the best of that.
I think this one is more just the predicament that happened with Yuri getting injured and then the Ankalaev Blachowicz draw. Like, this was kind of like, all right, this is just the next best thing.
Yes.
Like, picture, I don't know, who cares? But
very understandable. Unfortunately, Glover is now done. I wanted to see him maybe win this fight and then retire, or maybe have one more. But it's upsetting to see him go out the way he did.
You get to a point where it's too much.
It looked like it was. Yeah. It looked like when he fought Yuri, he said, "Did I look 42?" Mm-hmm. Like, if you would have asked him that, he said, "I looked 50." Yeah. Like he was just slow, slow to the punches. Jamal is so much younger. He was a presumably better striker, and I think the one thing that surprised a lot of people was his takedown defense, because Glover shot early and he shot often and couldn't get him down. Yeah, which is really good. I mean, Jamal's athletic as fuck. I even said after the Johnny Walker knockout, I was like, yeah, this kid's gonna be a champion in this division. Just the way the division's shaping up. I mean, like that's just how it is.
The scoring was overwhelming, by the way, 44-50 from every judge.
Mm-hmm.
It looks to me like Jamal. I mean, he had over double the amount of strikes.
There
landed.
was
same amount of control time, but like
number one, it was
12-1 though. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a good enough resume because I mean, I don't know.
First Dana White Contender Series champion, which is crazy because everybody definitely thought it was going to be Sean O'Malley.
Yeah. But they've been wanting to get Sean into a championship fight, I felt like.
Well,
but Jamal Hill is 5th in line. Like, if you looked at it before this, he was 5th in line to fight for the belt.
Yeah.
Like Yuri gets hurt. Then the other two get a draw, and then Glover's 2, but then you have them two have a draw, so it just falls in that he landed into the spot.
I mean, I'd assume that Ankalaev and Blachowicz are probably going to fight again.
I think Ankalaev is going to fight for belt if Yuri doesn't.
It depends on who's healthy. If Yuri is healthy in time,
this
for
belt
the
won't
fight,
be fought
again.
Yuri fought for again until maybe October.
Yeah,
I feel like
it'll be Yuri or Ankalaev.
And Yuri's thinking that he's going to be healthy by then.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be
I
nice.
love both fights. I love both fights for Jamal. Jamal looks like he can compete with anybody.
Yeah.
Like I still think Yuri looks a step ahead of everyone.
Yuri he has that psychotic factor.
Yeah, but we also
when he fights like a fucking psycho.
Yeah. And we also have to consider that like how bad this injury is gonna affect him.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think Yuri is still the hands down best. But there's also another person that might fight for the belt, is the rumor, and it is Pereira.
Oh yeah,
Pereira was staring
he needs
him down,
but that's that you just beat the piss out of my fucking homie. Like he
and,
probably needs to get his get back. I would love it.
He doesn't have to gain any weight for this.
No,
this is how much he weighs.
He would drop. He would probably lose because he was walking around at 230.
Yeah,
before he cut weight against Izzy. So, but we'll just drop to the bottom real quick. Go up to the top. Paul Craig, Johnny Walker. Nothing crazy here. Johnny Walker. I mean, he had arguably the worst shoulder injury before Yuri's.
Right.
And he did the worm again at the end of the fight. That shit pissed me off. I was like, what are you doing?
Let him celebrate.
Like you know that
just have fun.
It's different. Like you were considered like people thought you were going to compete with John Jones, and then you throw your arm out celebrating.
Everyone said that about every up and comer going up against John Jones, and then John Jones beat the shit out of him. And now they're nobodies.
Well, he won. I mean, there's nothing crazy here. He'll move into the top 10, most likely take Paul Craig's place at 9. Next fight, Lauren Murphy, Jessica Andrade. I don't know why Lauren signed up for this. She shouldn't have been in the
Jessica
fucking ring.
Jessica Andrade is just
she's a man.
fucking good.
And that's disrespectful. I'm sorry. But have you seen
fights like
her arms? Like, they were, like, oh, my God. And the boxing was just so crisp. Like, Lauren Murphy had one choice, and that was to see if we can get this to the ground and get a submission, and she couldn't. Jessica was just faster, better, stronger, more ready to be there. Like it was ugly. That was probably the most one-sided fight of the night, and Jamal beat the fuck out of Glover.
Yeah, and honestly, like she should be a champion, and like how good she is, she should definitely. But the women's champion are just too good.
It's Valentino and Nunes.
Yeah, they're just. Nunes isn't right now, is she?
She won.
Yeah. She did win it. Yeah,
she beat the fuck out of
him. Yeah. But yeah, like it's just the champions are just too good.
Yeah. That you just. Jessica will probably be next in line for that after Valentino Shevchenko's fight, which she's probably gonna run through that bitch.
More than likely.
But next fight, Gilbert Burns and Neil Magny. I equate this to what Charles did to Justin Gaethje. I'm gonna just go out there and finish this. He was never in any trouble. His boxing looked better than ever. I mean, as good as it looked since the Usman fight, and he dropped Usman. He's one of the few people who has done that, like dropped Usman. Like his boxing looked great, and he looked as if he's going to start getting back to his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. With the way he wrestles, he can be a Colby Covington, Usman, Leon. Those four can beat each other on any night. Any given night. Leon has the striking is just so higher level, he can beat all of them. And then Usman, Covington, and now Burns, they're wrestling, and they're just so well-rounded at the entire aspect of the fight that these four people could literally shuffle the belt between the four of them. And it's crazy to think that Usman held it so long and has beat all of the people that we're talking about.
Yeah.
But I would expect the Colby Covington fight if Covington signs it. Covington hasn't fought in almost a year now. He's been fighting. He hasn't fought 2 fights in a year since 2019. He just expects title fights, but he doesn't want to compete against the top. Like, Masvidal's not the top of the division. Like, it's just the fact of it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if Gilbert talks enough shit, he may trap him into that.
Because
Colby
has to do something, because who are you going to fight? You have to fight a ranked person. If you want another title fight, especially with Leon there and the nuclear option of, hey, like, I did it once, I might be able to do it again. Like, if Leon wins, that opens up the division. That means a Covington or a Burns or a Chimaev, if he can make weight, that opens up like, oh, hey, these are the title fights. And that's the scariest thing for me, is one of the biggest prospects of this division. We don't even know if he can make weight for it. Like, we don't even know if Hamzat's going to be able to make 170 to get it. Because that's the big question at the end of when he beat Kevin Holland that Daniel Cormier was trying to get out, like, or it was Joe, one of the two. But he was like, you realize, like, if this was a championship fight, whether you won or not, you didn't win the belt. Like, You came in overweight, and he's like, I'll make weight. Well, we need to see it because Paulo Costa says the same thing, and he continues to miss weight.
Yeah.
Like, these are the
I'm
things.
glad he didn't last fight, at least.
Yeah,
He's
but
got the secret sauce.
Yeah, he needs to quit doing the fucking sauce. Cut out of a goddamn brick. But I would expect the Colby Covington fight. I really don't know what you do unless we need to see what happens with Leon and Kamara again. Because Leon winning opens the division up.
He could probably fight the loser.
Kamara winning pretty much shuts it down in a sense of the top 3 people after Kamara he's already beat. So, and Covington twice. So, Brandon Moreno, Davison Figueiredo. I love every time these two fight. They give it their all.
So real quick, what's next? The question being asked: loser of Edwards Usman for Gilbert. This is for Gilbert Burns. Loser of Edwards Usman, Colby Covington, or Bilal Muhammad.
I hate Bilal Muhammad, but he's a good fighter. Too. He beat Sean Brady, so he's got to be in conversation. But Bilal is like that's the 6th in my opinion. Yeah. Like he's 6th, but moving back on, Brandon Moreno, Davison Figueiredo. Moreno showed why it's just his division now. Like I don't like saying that, but Davison could never get the finish. They went to a draw on one, and then the one that Davison did win, it was by decision, whereas Moreno finished them both times. A lot of people trying to say that it was an eye poke. It wasn't. It was a clean punch that is legal.
The poke could have came from the right hand. You know what I mean? And he didn't even poke him in the eye.
It was the left. It was the
left.
Yeah,
he landed a punch with the left hand and then kind of smacked with the right, but like there was nothing there.
His knuckle went straight into the eye, and that's legal. That's not. It wasn't. Man. It's not illegal. It was a doctor stoppage. It was a very good fight, but Brandon was starting to pull away.
Yeah,
the shots were landing. Figueiredo was very clearly feeling it.
Who's older?
Figueiredo. He's fucking.
By how much?
He is.
That was something I was talking with Brendan about, I think.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try and look at it.
Figueiredo is born in 1987.
So and Moreno was 93.
Okay. 6 years.
So what is that? 35.
And okay. So Moreno's 29.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing that interests me is the cut. So he was fighting at flyweight, which is 125. So 10 more pounds he does, or 10 less pounds he has to cut. 135. Do we see a reinvigoration?
Because he's good.
That's what I'm saying.
He's insanely good.
But he's also going into a division that is arguably the best division. And this is, if he moves up to bantamweight, this is the best division in UFC for sure. This is kind of like if the 49ers got Patrick Mahomes. Like you're just you look at the most skilled division. You're adding arguably the most skilled fighter from the old division, from a lesser division up into a new one. I am really interested in that because once again, I should have had this stuff pulled up, but now that I'm talking, it's all clicking in my head. I should have, but like listen to this division, guys. Listen to this division, guys, and I promise you, this man factors in. You see?
No, it's horrible. I told you my Wi-Fi's been terrible.
And this man factors into this division that's 10 deep easily. If it just give me a second. It's being real poop water right now. Let's see if I can find.
If it doesn't end up working, that iPad has cellular, so you can just hop off the Wi-Fi.
So it is right now. Oh my God, this division is crazy. This is the 135 division. This is bantamweight. This is Aljamain Sterling, number 1 champion. Number 1 contender, Sean O'Malley.
Oh, my God.
Number 2, Petr Yan. Number 3, Merab Dvalishvili. I can't say his name. Number 4, Marlon Chito Vera. Number 5, Corey Sandhagen. Number 6, Rob Font. Number 7, Dominic Cruz.
Oh, my
Number
God.
8, Song Yadong. Pedro Munoz. Like, that. Umar Nurmagomedov at 11. Ricky, like, where does he fit in this? And when he does fit in this, like, think of the potential fights that we could get. So he
has fought and held the belt in his last 4 fights. I think that he should maybe not get the Volk treatment, but he should probably fight Yan.
So, Merab and Yan is the next fight They've already signed.
Yes.
They've already came out.
So maybe winner of that?
Winner of that or Marlon at 4?
Possibly.
Does he skip over Corey? I'm okay with a Corey Sandhagen fight or a Marlon Vera fight.
I think that whenever you have someone that's a champion or a champion level, whenever they want to move weights, you should give them either...
Expedite it.
You should give them
They've done
top 5 fight right off the rip.
So, yeah, I would say that's actually perfect. So let's do this. Because Aljamain and Sean's probably going to be the next. No, I need to look at that because I thought it was Henry. I thought they were given...
By the way, guys, while you're looking that up, we are shooting this on Sunday night. Every game has been played in the NFL up until this point, except for Dallas at San Francisco.
And they're playing.
They're currently playing in the fourth quarter, so we will talk about that game. Current score is 9-16.
Yeah. So yeah, see, that's another thing that we have to factor in because Aljamain Sterling said that his next fight is Henry Cejudo. Man. This is how the bantamweight. Yeah, that's what I was saying. This is how the bantamweight division's looking.
As a number one contender, though, I feel like.
Hold on, I got it. I think I've got a perfectly good path that they could do.
Okay.
Aljamain Henry championship fight.
Yep.
Sean O'Malley sitting away, waiting. Winner of that.
Okay.
Sean O'Malley fights for a championship. Winner of Merab and Petr Yan will be next. Will be the next number one contender. So if Sean O'Malley beats this, and this is the only way that this works. Sean O'Malley beats Aljamain, and Merab beats Petr. Merab will fight Sean for the championship, and then
whoever wins that fight will fight
the winner of
Aljamain for the rematch.
Yeah,
or for the championship fight because he's going to be there.
Yeah, and the winner of now where you come in with Figueiredo is he fights Marlon Vera. The winner of that fights it would be the winner of Yan and Divisional because Sean and Aljamain are probably going to have another fight if Sean beats Aljamain. So you're going to have to factor that in. Yeah. So Figueiredo would fight the winner of Petr or Merab after fighting Marlon.
It really comes down to like the scheduling and how they set it up. But yeah, I think if Figueiredo comes in, he should fight one of those top 4 or 5 guys, and then if he wins, I think you immediately give him the title fight.
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, that's how I think you should handle any champion or former champion going into a new weight division.
Okay, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
Devontae Turbin just got a big return.
Yeah.
Shit.
But who knows? That was probably extended on. It was extended on a division that we weren't even really talking about to begin with. But we'll jump back to the card after.
I mean, that's it.
That is it. Yeah, we already talked about Jamal Hill. Now.
So, anything else?
No, I mean, you kind of cleared it up. Yeah. Looking at you even laid out a roadmap for what they could possibly do. So,
I mean, the last thing that I'll say, Moreno just has no one to fight now. Because there's a reason they fought 4 times. It's because there is no one else in that fucking division. He kicked
Kai Kara France's fucking liver out of his body, and that the number one contender of that division now is there, but I don't even know.
Yeah.
When I saw him, I said, "Who the fuck is that?" Yeah. Apparently, he's on like a 9-fight win streak, but
that's cool. Don't matter.
Yeah, they need some.
So that division.
It sucks that they're losing a big part of their talent, but it is what it is. If the cut is hurting him, then we will see champion level Figueiredo, and they call that motherfucker the God of War. So,
yeah. So moving on.
Boom.
We're gonna go into our NBA all teams.
Yes.
All NBA
I'm
teams. I guess
this one because I was stupid on the last episode.
Yeah, we're gonna do our all NBA teams. The only thing is we didn't have a set criteria on how to do this, so they might be different, and we'll explain why we put the people where we did. So we're just going to do it. I say we do it the same way we always do. Jacob, started off with your first guard, and we'll just work our way down the list in a snake order.
All right, so clearly top 2 player in the NBA. I think at worst, Luka Doncic.
Luka's my one as well.
Yeah, he's I think he's very clearly on a MVP path. He's been the best guard in the NBA.
They're the 5th seed.
Yeah. That's the only thing about I guess that kind of sucks about this. He's on an MVP run, and they're not overperforming, but they're 9 games back from first. They're like, I'd say 2 games behind New Orleans, who's in the 4 slot.
Yeah.
So like he's got a chance of moving up. It's just he's been overwhelmingly great. Like he is.
Yeah.
I've loved
33.7 points per game. That's number 1 in the NBA. 8.9 rebounds, 8.8 assists, shooting 49% from the field, basically 50% from the field. I mean, he 29-10-4 in a loss against the Clippers. But I mean, it's very clearly he's literally just. And I think we'll all talk about who we think our MVP pick is so far, but he's literally just record away from being MVP because the stats are arguably the best. I think there's only one other person on this list who's competing stat wise, but
so who's your second guard?
I was ready to say if we all agreed on the first one, Ja.
Yeah,
not a question.
Well.
You have Ja.
Ja is the number 2.
I want to make sure I got. Mine's also Ja.
27.2 points per game.
I think our first team's going to be.
Pretty much. It should be the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think the first team is objectively set. But 27.2 points per game, that's 10th in the league, 5.6 rebounds, 7.9 assists, shooting 46 from the field. Have them second in the West at what is it? 31-14. I mean, it's him. I mean, there's a reason he's been drug tested 7 times this year. It's just like this motherfucker is.
He's good.
He's great. It's.
What are we talking about again? I'm sorry.
John Morant.
John Morant. Like it's. I mean,
the only thing about they just lost to the Lakers in a crazy game late. Yeah. Did you all see that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that they're positioned to even take over the number 1 seed. Like they've got a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They just lost their last game. They weren't they on a win streak? They were on like a 10-game win streak.
10 or 9 game.
Yeah,
win
so
streak,
they've been playing pretty well.
And that was arguably the best game we've seen from the Lakers this year.
Yeah, it was a group effort.
It was a group
Dennis
effort
Schroeder
outside
of late, like very last possession for the
outside
Lakers.
of Davis not being there, like Davis being there and playing well. It could have been easily their best game this year. It was an amazing game.
It was 28 or 29 from Westbrook off the bench. Yeah. He played 31 minutes, so he was efficient. He had one bad turnover late. But aside from that, like he played a pretty good
I was hard pressed not to put him on one of these teams.
Like, I mean, he's
like
definitely
third team, low end third team. It's hard to say because like a lot, especially we'll get into that once we get to the third team. But I think there's easily probably like 7 or 8 guards interchangeable in the third.
The guard
team
position,
area.
like both guard positions, are dominating the NBA in terms of like being in the discussion for best players in the NBA.
Do you want to go with your first forward? I'm assuming you have who we have.
Jason Tatum.
Yeah, same.
And this is the MVP right now.
Yeah,
number 1 in the number 1 in the NBA in terms of record. We've got
31.2 points per game. He's shooting 46% from the field.
Tied for first in rebounds.
Yeah,
when
he's
got.
About,
wait, no.
Oh, you're talking about Giannis, right?
No, he's talking about Tatum. When we're talking about
Luka
is just I think it's per position. When
that's
Luka is just the record away.
Yeah.
If his team's record was better, he would be the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Tatum has that.
Yes.
That's what separates him on the MVP list.
He's not as well rounded as an offensive the offensive system like Luka because he's always distributing the ball.
He's not dropping 50, 60.
Yeah. Tatum's on the best team in the NBA right now currently.
Like
like he's because what they're saying.
He had a 50. Right? Yeah, he literally had a 50-point game Monday.
They're how many games ahead? 4.5 games ahead in the Eastern Conference, or number 1 by a long shot.
They're number 1 in the NBA.
They're on a 9-game win streak, so like with how well he's played, he's putting them in position along with another guy that's going to be on my list later. So, Jason Tatum's great.
And then who's your next forward? We can all say it at the same time. It's Giannis. Jacob?
No shit.
We'll pull up Giannis. 31 points a game, that's 4th. 11.9 rebounds a game, that's 2nd in the league. 5.3 assists, that's low.
And he's averaging 31 points a game after having 2 games where he scored single digits. So he had 2 very poor scoring games because I think he still had a double-double.
He's
one of
out.
He is horrible from the 3-point line. Yeah. He's 24%.
And he's still shooting 52% from the field.
Yeah, like this guy is like, even whenever he almost intentionally screws his stats over, he's just so much better than just about everyone.
I don't think he's defensive player of the year, but is he 2nd?
He's up there.
Is he 3rd? I'm not hopping on this Nick Claxton defensive player of the year wave.
If Claxton keeps averaging,
keeps doing this.
Yeah, then
but
he's
I don't
sure.
like Embiid is like. But I don't know. Should we talk? Should we all say it at the same time?
I don't know if we're all going to agree on center.
I don't think so.
Okay, we'll go.
I've got my guy. Embiid.
Yeah, I figured.
You got
You got Joel.
Yeah, Embiid. Okay,
I said he did. I've got Jokic.
Yeah, I got Joker.
Yeah, he's 33.6 points per game. He's got 53% from the field, 35% from the three, 85% from the free throw line, 9.8 rebounds, and then 4.2 assists per game. Almost 2 blocks a game, 1.7 blocks per game, a steal per game.
Yeah.
3.6 turnovers per game.
He's probably my DPOI so far.
And they're what in the East? Let's go look.
Second.
So they're second in the East. So that's the thing about, because of the different, well, Denver's obviously first, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes to just the offensive output, Embiid is, like, on another level this year.
Embiid is like a Shaq. Like,
yeah.
It's
He's averaging almost 10 points more than Jokic right now. I love Jokic. He's one of the most efficient players in the NBA. Mm-hmm. He's probably leading a PR again, but like
he's second
MVP.
in
the league, not second in centers, but second in the
league in assists.
Yeah, that's insane.
He's 0.1.
That's his game though. I love that about him.
He
has insane passes every night.
He's 0.1 assist away from averaging a triple-double as a center. He's 25-11 and 9.9, shooting 62% from the field.
It is between these two guys. It's a coin flip.
Like,
I just think the offense, like I'm talking about strictly points, like he is on a nightly basis, like
on top of shooting 37% from the three. Yeah, like this is the MVP so far. Or this,
that one's rough.
That's
I
so
think Luka's
hard,
there, man. Like
I think
it's Tatum,
man.
but 2 is definitely
Lucas had like
Joker's.
multiple MVP performances. He scored 70 in a game. You know what I mean? Like. Or was it 70? No, it was 60, 20, 10.
It was a 60, 20, 10 game.
Yeah, Luka's on another level.
Yeah, but this motherfucker against the Timberwolves in a win shot 60% from the field. He didn't make any threes, but I don't know if he shot any. Mm-hmm. He went 31, 11, and 13 as a center. In the past 5 games, he went 31, 13, and 11 against. Or I'm going to do it points, rebounds, assists.
Yes.
31, 11, and 13 against Minnesota.
Yeah.
36, 12, and 10 against Portland. 17, 10, and 14 against Orlando. 21, 18, and 9 against Phoenix. And then against the Lakers, he went 14, 11, and 16.
When's the last time he didn't have a double-double at least? Like at the very least. That's what I'm saying.
Years.
Like he's
years.
He gets 10 boards at least every game.
Yeah, like it's,
and he's damn near getting 10 assists every game.
They have won more games. They've played the same amount of games, but they've won 3 more. So like,
it's crazy to think that like people were like, "Oh, Dirk is safe as the best overseas player," and he's easily going to get passed up by these two.
Yeah, Luka's better than Dirk right now. Even his resume, like it's pretty close. Because
Dirk got a
Luka's
championship.
Been to conference championship.
I
think Luka has a good shot of making the title this year. Like I can see the Mavs being in the finals.
Needs to help him.
But yeah.
So
first team seemed pretty easy. I don't know about you all.
Yeah.
This is when it got hard. Literally, right after these top 5 is when it got a little difficult for me.
Yeah.
So second team starting with the guard.
Do you want me to go?
You start this off.
We probably all have different guards.
SGA.
I have Shea as well.
Yeah,
Shay's mine.
Let's go get it.
Shea is the right answer.
30.6 points per game, shooting 50% from the field. Okay. 35% from the 3. Let's see. He's got 4.8 rebounds per game, 5.5 assists per game. He's shooting, 90% from free throw line. He's easily the best player on this team, and they're 10th? They're 10th in the NBA or in the West right now. No, they're 11th. So he's literally the only good player on the team, I think.
Come on.
Josh Giddey's all right.
They have Timothy Chalamet.
And Chet Holmgren didn't. Chet Holmgren was injured.
I mean, if they had Chet, they'd probably be a little bit better. But like, I don't know, man. Their defense is fucking horrible. They're allowing 115 points per game, almost 116 points per game.
Bad.
That's fucking bad.
But
every team's no.
Shea. It's kind of crazy because I know this stat probably hurts you a lot, but the Shea trade for Paul George and how much better he has played than
I think
Paul
he is.
George.
He's probably better than Paul right now.
I don't know.
Yeah,
and
he just plays more.
It does.
But
help.
like when we've seen Paul play, especially the past 2 years, he's been.
I believe that this, like, I think.
But I do wish we had Shea.
What was it? 5 games ago, maybe
10
games ago. It wasn't too long ago, but Shea has outscored Kawhi and Paul George this year.
Yeah.
Alone. So
they haven't played much games, but that's also not an excuse. I'm not giving that to them because I'm kind of getting over it. But
that's not I don't think that's a stab against.
It's the
them.
picks. It's like if it was
Shea.
The thing that
Shea
hurts me is if it was Paul George for Shea, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
The problem is there's 5-7 picks total tied to that.
Yeah.
That's where it hurts.
That's right.
Is because we can miss on Shea, but we can't miss on the next 7 picks.
Yeah.
Like now, the next 7 picks start working out for them. It looks really bad. Yeah. But you also got to think.
I'm also not going to write off the Clippers.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. They can't make something out of this.
We make the playoffs
and
we make the playoffs and they play.
Yeah, the Clippers are 6th in the West right now. They're currently on a 2-game win streak. Like, they're just a couple games out of being 4th, like at the very lowest.
Beat Dallas,
and then you actually have a different answer though. Yours isn't Shea.
It's
Your
Kyrie.
first guard is Kyrie.
Kyrie, I do.
Now,
damn it, I don't even think
I
don't even have Kyrie.
Now I can make an argument that he shouldn't be on any of the lists just because of games played. But the fact that the Nets are 4th and it's clearly these 2 players. I mean, 26 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, 4.9 assists. All that's low, but shooting 48% from the field.
Yeah.
On top of shooting over. So what? It's right at 36 at home.
Honestly,
36 at home from 3, 38 away. Like it's.
I'm taking one guy off my 3rd team. I am putting Kyrie on the 3rd team.
It's hard, but I really like Kyrie. I like how when
here's the argument you can make because KD's been out for as long as he's been, and they are still in the East.
KD coming in and out, and they're 4th in the East. That's why Kyrie is so high.
And Kyrie's had fucking crazy. Like he just had a 48 point game. You know what I mean? Like
48-point games, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, shot 53% from the 3 and 62%. It's like
he's keeping them above water while KD's been out. KD has the knee injury, so he's got to come back from that.
These next picks are all game separated. Like who played Shai is the right answer because he's played more games. Yeah. But project that out, Kyrie is clearly the right answer.
So is Shea your second guard?
No.
I knew it.
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan
Mitchell is easily. You can make an argument he's a first-team guard. Like
if the first 2 guards weren't who they are, he is.
Exactly. I mean, we're.
I don't even. Oh my god! I
28
feel like I fucked up. Damn.
28 points per game.
He had 71.
That's 9th in the league.
A month ago, or not even a month ago.
Yeah. 3.9 rebounds and only 4.8 assists, shooting 48% from the field and. 37%. It's looking. Yeah. 39% from the 3 this season.
Okay.
I mean, it's.
I didn't fuck up, by the way. I have Donovan Mitchell on my second team as well. I thought I fucked up.
So Donovan Mitchell's all of our second guard.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
Y'all would have Shea above.
I did.
That's what I said.
Overall numbers.
Shea would be my number 1 guard. It's just Kyrie.
If I had to
over
switch
the same amount
it
of
would
games
be because of the games, the wins. That'd be the only reason.
That's what I said. That's why, because when you guys said Shai, I said which is the right answer.
Yeah.
The only other answer is Kyrie if they play the same amount of games. Because projecting Kyrie, what he's doing over the same amount of games as Shai, he's clearly the better player.
Yeah.
But that's not a knock on Shai. Kyrie's just a generational
games
talent.
1 into account a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
And that's the big thing is the Nets are still 4th with Kyrie being
out. Who's your first forward?
No, it's you first.
It's me?
Snake is you. Yeah, you're the first forward.
Well,
it sucks because we probably all have the same one.
Kevin Durant.
Oh, I went LeBron.
LeBron's my next.
Yeah, I have LeBron.
Okay, so yes.
You're next to KD?
Well, I would play KD at the 4. He plays the 4 with the 4 with the Nets. I would play KD.
I didn't take account.
Yeah, I just did 2 forwards, and it's KD and LeBron.
Well, obviously,
KD,
you're what 20 for LeBron at this point.
So
we can talk about all 3 of these.
They're averaging the same amount of points.
Because we all know our centers.
Oh yeah, the next 3 are shit. It's LeBron, KD, Embiid,
and we both have Embiid because we had Joker in our first, and you have Joker in yours because you had Embiid as your first.
Yeah.
So
we can make the same arguments for each of these guys. Like, obviously Durant and LeBron, they're top 10 in scoring.
It's weird to see that they both have missed as many games as they have, and we all agree that they're here.
Yeah. But they both missed under 10 games. You know what I mean?
But still.
Durant, he's going to be coming back soon to where he's, fully fucking healthy. He's just been playing with a fucked up knee. Yeah. And then LeBron, he's without AD, and they're still like within sniffing distance of a playoff position. So, and it's year 20 for them.
29 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, 7 assists a game, shooting 50% from the field, and shooting a career. No, never mind.
This version of the Lakers, by the way, with the way that they're. I don't even know what you said.
His fucking 3-point percentage is garbage. LeBron? I thought it was a career best. It's nowhere near his career
Hell
best.
no.
He's shooting 28% from the 3.
Yeah, he's playing real bad from the 3-point line, but he is shooting over 50%. He's doing better than Giannis. He is shooting.
But that's okay.
He's shooting his best free throw percentage for a while.
That's good.
76% from the free throw line. Yeah. My thing is about this team, if AD was there the entire season, I think they're at the very worst like the 6th seed.
Yeah, like they're probably fighting right there with the
Clippers. I wonder how with this bench unit, LeBron stats.
I feel like he'd probably have more assists.
Because Davis was going crazy.
Because Davis would probably be
Davis was playing without
LeBron
first
or second forward
easily.
If he played the way that
I don't know
was
about
at the
that.
end.
First or second forward?
Yeah.
Man,
first team or second team forward. He'd be a top 4 forward.
I don't know if I'd have him over Durant even with how he was playing.
Would he be over LeBron? Because he was playing better than LeBron when he was playing.
He was playing better than LeBron.
Well, since the beginning of this month, LeBron's been averaging 38 points a game.
Yeah, but that's also with AD out.
Yeah, true.
It's one of those things like we don't really know.
His scoring would come down, but his assists would go up. I don't know. It would
tough.
depend.
It's definitely tough.
I hope he gets back soon because then the Lakers can make a push because they're currently they're like 11th, I think.
And then we already talked about Embiid and Joker. So this is where now we said it got hard on that second team. We all had pretty close.
Yeah.
This third team is where I think everything's going to go balls to the wall because
Christ. Yeah, this
was
crazy.
Pretty rough.
I think
you'll start.
Okay, I got Kyrie Irving for my first guard.
All right, I have Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay.
So mine's a little different. Mine is mostly just maybe it's just the fact of like he wasn't supposed to be as good as he is, so I'm giving him a little bit more credit of like that. And I'll pull up his stats.
Who?
Tyrese.
I have
20.2 points per game. He's shooting 48% from the field. He's got 39% from the 3-point line.
He leads the league in assists.
88% from the free throw line. He's got 10.2
yes
assists per game.
Number 1 in the league.
Which is leading the league.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean there's nobody even close right now. Other than Joker.
Yeah, Joker's only 0.3 behind him.
Damn. Okay, well I was just
no
other double digit players by the way.
Yeah.
He's averaging a double double.
Yeah, his stats aren't like incredible, and I understand the Kyrie, and I think if the way that the year plays out, maybe we'll see Kyrie end up taking this position. But for me, I think that Tyrese is earned it at least up till this point in the. Into the year, and just the way that maybe the Pacers are playing as well maybe influenced the way that I thought about this because the Pacers were supposed to be a awful team.
Bottom 3 Eastern Conference team.
They were supposed to blow it all up, and I mean they're playing a lot.
They're 9th in the East.
Yeah,
they're on a 7-game losing streak though, so that's not good. They are allowing more points than they score per game, but on the road they're terrible.
Yeah,
they're 8-16.
Again, they were supposed
he's
to be
probably
the
best
worst
player
team
on the Pacers right now.
Yeah, him and Miles Turner. Yeah, which Miles Turner is the most spotty player in the NBA.
He was on the trade block for a while, it seemed like. My argument for Kyrie over him, obviously, is the wins, probably the overall stats.
Yes.
Maybe the scoring as well.
Perfectly normal.
Yeah, I understand.
And he is probably my first player out.
Is Tyrese Halliburton?
He's my first player out of my top. So, like, if one of the guards in the third team wasn't doing as good, Tyrese would be there. Yeah. But it's also I have Shai on my third team.
Yeah.
Curry is my number 1 guard. 29.3 points per game, 6.4 rebounds per game, 6.3 assists, shooting 48% from the field and 41% from the 3. Like, I mean, it's the only reason he is on third team is because he literally doesn't qualify for even like to rank in points because he hasn't played enough games. He's only played 31. And that was the thing is because like Harden has been playing well. Harden's stats look a lot like Halliburton's stats. Mm-hmm. He just hadn't played enough games. But Stephen Curry, I mean, when he plays, they're a championship team. It's just the fact.
Yeah. My second is Curry, but you already said yours.
Mine is Shai.
Shai.
We've already talked about Shai. I keep saying Shai.
I'm shy. You're shy.
I think I don't know.
I was double checking. It's not. Let me double check one more. Yeah, it's not. I know for a while this was his best 3-point percentage,
Mm-hmm.
It is not anymore. He's still shooting 41.7%, which is insanely good. But it's not his best.
What's crazy is this is a down year shooting the three, and he's 41%.
What's he averaging per game?
29.3 points per game.
Yeah, and really he's only third because of the amount of games played. Like we already talked about this. If he played more than just the 31 games, if he hasn't been hurt and out so much, then
he's arguably a first-team guard.
Yes,
I feel bad.
He's playing out of his mind.
I feel bad leaving him off mine.
The argument's there.
The
31 games.
It's the argument's there. I wouldn't have considered him if we did the same thing that we did for our NFL top 25. Because
my second guard is Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to put him as my forward.
But
he doesn't play the forward
My first
position?
off is probably going to be Lillard.
And
then I'd have maybe Curry there or Tyrese Halliburton.
I was watching videos trying to
Mine's obviously Kyrie.
Yeah.
I was watching some videos trying to see what it is. The two starting Celtics might have two all-star starters. Mm-hmm. Jaylen Brown and Tatum might be the starting start.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I mean, let's just name off his numbers. He's played 42 games. He's started every game pretty much, other than a couple. So he's averaging 26.9 points per game, shooting 49% from the field. He's shooting 33% from the 3-point line, 78% from the free throw line, 7.1 rebounds, and then he's 3.3 assists per game. So my thing is that he's got a well-rounded stat line, and they're first in the East. So.
Oh, Jaylen Brown. Yeah. No.
It's just he's pretty consistent. Honestly, he could be as high as number 2.
I mean, how many games were they going 30 and 30? Both of them.
Yeah.
Just you drop 30 and then
they're a threat for that every fucking game. So
insane.
He's one of the best young players in the NBA because he's 20, probably 25.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Something like
Let's
that.
see. He's 26.
Yeah. So and then your first forward.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Your first.
Oh, we're still snaking. My bad. Got DeMar DeRozan.
Love it.
Yeah.
Is that who you have too?
Nope.
He is right behind Jaylen in terms of scoring. 26.1 points per game, 50% from the field. He's shooting terribly from the 3-point line, 26%, but he's almost 90% from the free throw line, 89%. 5.1 rebounds per game and 4.9 assists per game. So he is averaging the same numbers as Kyrie, but his points per game is 0.3 lower. Yeah. So if you have Kyrie Irving in your three, as a forward, he's doing exactly what Kyrie's doing on a terrible Bulls team.
I was going to say, only difference is those wins.
I think.
And I'm not saying terrible Bulls team is they're a terrible team, but in terms of their standards,
I mean, they are a terrible
for what
team.
they did last year. They're not even in the top 5 in the East.
Yeah,
they're 10th. So,
that's pretty bad for them.
But DeMar is the best player on the team, and he's playing pretty well. Not his MVP standard from last year.
I think this is the first one where we all have all three have a different answer.
My first forward is Julius Randle.
Okay.
It really came down to this Knicks team needed their true number one guy. It was Julius Randle 2 years ago.
Yep.
Last year it looked like they were going to lean on RJ.
Now RJ's back to sucking.
And then this was the year that one of them two had to step up. It's looking like it's going to be Randle is going to be their guy. 24.4 points a game, 10.7 rebounds a game, 3.9 assists a game, shooting 45.6%.
33% from the 3-point line, 74% from the free throw line. He's shooting well, and his
top 10 in rebounding and top 20 in scoring.
Yeah.
I mean,
can't go wrong.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. He's played 47 games, so I'm sure he hasn't been out very much at all.
I have a different one.
Yeah.
I have a different one. I am going Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
21 points per game, which is low. 6.2 rebounds, 5.1 assists. The big thing is, to me, the Heat are 6th in the league, or 6th in the East, which is the East looks like a dogfight. I mean, Jimmy Butler is arguably the best. He's the most. I don't even know how to say it anymore, just because there's another player on this list who is just as good as him. But he's always been a great player, and he is. I mean, one of the driving forces in a team that looked like its bench was going to be its power, and it's just it doesn't seem like it's panning out like that. It seems like Jimmy and Bam are just still going to have to carry this team, and that's why I have Jimmy at my third.
Okay.
Yeah. My next guard is DeMontis Sabonis.
Your next forward?
We're next forward, yeah. Just to think how crazy this is, Sacramento is 3rd in the East.
Yeah.
That is
Sabonis
in the West,
is,
you mean?
Sabonis is leading the league at 12.6 rebounds per game and 7.3.
You meant the West.
Huh?
You said the East.
I meant West.
They're fucking scoring 120 points per game, by the way.
Yeah.
They're like one of the best offensive teams in the NBA.
He is just a double-double every night. He's played so well in a team that is led by him. And, but listen to some of these players. Like, Harrison Barnes is still playing basketball on this team.
Yeah.
Like, he's old as shit.
He's stuck around. He's one of those, like, enforcer types, too.
Yeah, he's a good defender. They're first in their division. They're 26-19, which is 3rd in the East. And he's their best player. West, and he's their best player. I'm directionally challenged.
You're good. They're in California. The Sacramento Sillies.
So I think you have the right answer. That's what I'll say on that.
You have the right answer if games were played.
And that's what I was going to say is since we included Curry, I figured games played does not matter. And if games played do not matter, Zion is definitely that next forward.
Yeah, he was on a
when he
fucking
plays,
tear
he's arguably a top 10 player in the league.
The crazy thing is so he hasn't played enough games to be ranked in most of his stats, but he's 26 points a game.
Yeah.
Exactly. 7 rebounds a game. Exactly, which is crazy. And then 4.6 assists. He's shooting 60.8%. 10th.
He's an automatic bucket down low.
Yeah.
10th in the league.
10th in the league and just percent in scoring.
He probably doesn't even he would qualify as probably number 1 because I'm sure that some of those guys that are higher above him aren't shooting like more than like 5.
Yeah, that's where it gets iffy is the amount of shots because somebody could make
from the volume of shooting, he is the best in terms of like making buckets.
Yeah. Like who's without looking into it, I would assume that
Sabonis is not. So Sabonis is 9th in field goal percentage at 61.1. Yeah. And Zion is 10th.
So he's top. I would say he's top 5 in terms of more than 10 attempts per game.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'd have to set the filter.
And the thing for Zion that is my big argument is he started off so slow.
Yeah. Off
of his injury, and then whenever he got back into it is whenever he started to really pick it up, and then obviously he got hurt again.
Yeah.
But we see that kind of like AD, but we've seen more of it. Is that if Zion gets out there and plays. The more he plays, the better this guy.
The more we see that most of the league can't do nothing with this kid.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Just dominant.
And
then your last forward.
So, I have Julius Randle.
Yes.
So I have DeMar DeRozan, Julius Randle.
Smart.
Obviously, all the stuff we talked about with Julius. The thing about the Knicks is they had like a down year last year. They're currently sitting at 7th.
Yeah.
They don't really score on par with like the top offenses in the NBA, but their defense is fucking really good.
Is Mitchell Robinson,
and he's the leading scorer on the team. I don't know how RJ's doing. How is RJ doing? Let's see how he's doing.
He's not.
I would assume he's in the top 50 in scoring.
Complain about him.
Let's see. RJ Barrett, he's scoring 20 points a game. He's at 43% from the field, 32 from the 3-point line, 75 from the free throw line.
A lot of people, Knicks fans, complain.
So he's
a good 2 in terms of like best players on your team.
Knicks fans complain a lot. I should stop listening to the Knicks fans.
They don't have an overwhelming superstar. I mean, they did get Jalen Brunson. He could probably be their best player, but I don't know, man. With them being
misses them.
True, for sure. But in terms of like in the East, the standings, the Knicks have made their case to be a good enough playoff team. They probably wouldn't go out in the first round. They'd be playing Miami. So like, do you think they lose that series? Maybe.
Yeah.
But it'd be close, I think.
Yeah.
And for my center, got Bam Adebayo.
I have Bam as well.
We all have Bam.
21 points a game.
21 points per game, 10.1 rebounds, and 3.1 assists, shooting 53% from the field.
Now, I don't want to say this to, like, kind of shit on Bam. This was hard because there's not really a great third center. There was 2 easy centers. And then from there,
you could have had 4 guards. You could have had 4 guards in your third
Absolutely.
team.
Yeah, I could have had – I can name probably 10 –
De'Aaron Fox.
10 guards
He's
that
been
deserve
great
it over
this year.
Bam.
On a top 5 Western Conference team.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I genuinely think like we could have had 4 guards.
It was between Bam and Kristaps, by the way.
Kristaps
on
Washington.
Washington,
but
they're not in the playoffs, are they?
But that's not a question, though. It's like you're saying that, and it's like we still know it's
between
Bam.
those 2, and it's clearly Bam because Miami's playing. They're playing well. They're in the 6th seed, and Washington, they're not even in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Kristaps is probably the best.
Shout out to Bam. I picked him to be Defensive Player of the Year.
He's looking pretty good.
Not that
10
good.
point. Well, not defensively, but I'm saying he's playing really well.
He's probably third.
Yeah.
He's shooting 10% from the 3-point line. I don't know what he attempts per game, but 0.2 attempts per game. So good.
So
it's good. He doesn't
never
shoot from the 3-point line. Those are probably like heaving it up last second type shit.
Bullshit ones.
But yeah, I mean,
checks.
What about y'all? What's y'all center? Is it Bam?
We all agreed. Yeah, we all agreed on this one.
I mean, that wraps up the NBA portion of this podcast. Unless y'all have anything else, anything like specific you want to talk about with the NBA, because we haven't talked much NBA in a while.
Yeah, the NFL's in its best part.
It's right in the playoffs.
And the NFL's always been the focus, anyways. As much
and
as
the UFC is like a one or twice a month occurrence sort of thing, and it's fight night, and then you got the event.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
and then
gotta talk about it.
Our NBA talk will pick up very soon.
Yeah,
but for now,
and then we'll
I'm kind of just like keeping up with it enough.
Yeah,
but I'm not really.
Like I watched my first full game, like when I fucked my finger up. So I was like in the hospital, just sitting there.
I'm watching a lot more basketball this year than I have, but I'm watching a lot more sports in general.
When I'm at work, I try my best to just watch sports, and it's late enough that like there's a game on, just throw a fucking game on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wraps up the NBA.
So
we're gonna move on
NFL.
to, I mean, one of my favorite components of sports in general. NFL playoffs. We still have 1:47 seconds left.
But it looks done.
It looks pretty bleak for Dallas. San Francisco, they've got the ball, and they're currently driving, and Dallas has one timeout left. So, like, they got to get a stop here, or it's over. Yeah. Looks pretty fucking bad.
And CMC looks
unstoppable. Fuck the Cowboys, you punk ass bitches.
Honestly, I did want the Cowboys to win.
I'm so tired of hearing about this fucking team, dude. You motherfuckers.
So you would hold on real quick. This is
the Cowboys are the Cowboys are the same thing as Tennessee and Texas in college football. And actually take Tennessee out of that. Just leave Texas. So, everyone thinks Texas is coming back. It's their fucking year. It's not. Everyone thought the fucking it was gonna be their year. Now, granted, I thought the Cowboys were gonna suck cow dick, but they fucking didn't. They were better, but it's still not your fucking year. Get the fuck out of here. And if you beat this game, you were getting ran off the fucking field next game because your biggest problem all year is the fact that you can't stop the fucking run, and you're playing a team that averages 230 yards a game.
All right, all rise for the.
I'm not
for the national anthem.
No, I honestly mean this. Yeah. Would you have rathered the Cowboys win, and you hear about the Cowboys for another week and how they're the hottest team and they could beat the Eagles and how the only reason they lost is because they had their backup, or would you have rather heard another week of Brock Purdy got it done? He's that guy. Which one do you?
The game's not over, by the way.
I know, but which one do you hate more?
Cowboys easily,
fair,
easily.
Same.
I would rather, and I'm not a big fan of Brock. I just don't think he is as good as he's been playing like consistently.
But hype if he wins this game, which it looks
like.
But
I would rather listen to.
It's currently 3rd and 9 from Dallas's 43. San Francisco, they still have the ball.
Yes.
They have to get a first down in the game.
They just took their final timeout, so if they get a first down, it's game.
Well, if they get obviously if they get a first down, but like they need to stay in bounds here. I would honestly do that if I'm San Francisco because you're still playing for overtime at that point.
Yeah. Well, we can come back to this and give our views on it. Let's start with the games that are played.
Let's start out with Jacksonville at Kansas City. It looked pretty close for a while there, but I don't think it was an overwhelming performance from Patrick Mahomes. He had his ankle hurt early in the first half. He didn't come back till the second half.
22 of 30 for 125 and 2 touchdowns. It basically sounded like he just did what he needed.
Well, he had no mobility. He couldn't move at all.
Can we talk about going 22 for 30, 195 yards and 2 touchdowns is like he really underdid it this game. Like this dude is unbelievable.
Like any other quarter, like Purdy does this. Like, oh my god, look at how he controls the offense.
Yeah, he'd be like, this is insane. Honest to God, Chad Henne played out of his damn mind.
5 for 7.
Chad Henne,
the one drive he had was a 98-yard drive.
Yes.
He kept him in the game. So if you're talking about MVP of the game, Chad Henne taking over from Mahomes for that portion of the game. He kept him in it. Travis Kelce played unbelievable. He had 16 catches, I think.
Yeah.
So 16 catches for over 100 yards, 2
touchdowns. The problem is, and this is what I'll state with the Chiefs, is you can't go a quarter where you don't score. And I'll tell you exactly what happened. First quarter, it was 7-7. Second quarter, Chiefs put up 10 points. Jaguars only put up 3. The third quarter, the Jaguars put up 0. Chiefs put up 3.
You're a little ahead of me. Don't freak out.
I'm not.
Yeah. Okay. Fourth quarter, Jaguars put up 10, and the Chiefs put up 7. So if you were even to take out the third quarter, the 3 points, the game's tied. You can't go a quarter against this team and not score.
Yeah, and the thing is that in terms of the turnover battle, it was close. Like literally no turnovers up until about the fourth.
You just have to score with them. If you go a quarter without scoring, you lost.
Once Jamal Agnew had the fumble because he had a catch and it was like on the 3-yard line, he turned inward towards the goal line.
Inward,
not inward, but inwards. He just kind of like threw it up. He never really had control of it. It didn't really look like a catch at first, but once you take a look at it, obviously he had the ball. And he just threw it up, and they turned the ball over, and it didn't look like they had a chance after that. And then Trevor Lawrence's pick was horrendous. It was the coverage was there, but it was also a good enough play by what's his name? He's a rookie, I believe. Let me go look. I just don't want to get his name wrong. Jalen Watson. He had the one-handed catch.
Oh,
it was pretty good catch. But it was a good year for Jacksonville. I thought they definitely had a chance. I picked them. I figured they'd have a pretty good shot, and they looked good up until that fumble. I didn't expect Mahomes to get hurt. I also thought that
as I said last week,
that's crazy. Because it's not going to fucking happen.
It's not.
It's so fucking funny.
I think we all.
But yeah, that's how this game. I don't know, man. How many sacks did they have? I mean, Mahomes didn't get sacked at all. Trevor Lawrence got sacked twice. Yeah. Travis Etienne, he had a pretty good game. 10 for 62 yards and a touchdown. Man, Christian Kirk had a bad drop. What happened? I don't know what happened.
Almost a safety.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was pretty great. All right. The thing that I'll say is the Jaguars should have had no chance. The Chiefs, and I understand that Patrick Mahomes went out and was hurt, had no mobility. But this was who a lot of people think is the best, if not the second best, and at worst, the third best NFL team. Playing a team that barely made it. Had to do so much at the end of the year to even
they went
make
on a
the playoffs.
5-game win streak. They beat their division rival both times.
Yes, they had to have an absolute unbelievable ending to their season. They
had to beat the Chargers a second time.
Yeah.
So they definitely deserved to be where they were at, and they looked good up until those turnovers. Like I said, it was.
You look good until your best moment.
Yeah, it was just. And Jamal played well. He had great returns in that game too. It's just how do you not?
One mistake.
Yeah. And then a pretty comparable game, not in the way that they were played, but the way that the matchup was.
Yeah.
A team that was very much better in every way, playing a team that wasn't. We have the Eagles played the Giants.
Oh, we're going to go that game next?
The Eagles
I thought we were going to save it for last.
38-7. No, I got to get this out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
There's just not much to talk about with it. You ran the ball,
yeah, that's the thing. Jalen Hurts didn't have a crazy game. He did have the 2 touchdowns, but
So that's what we're saying. 16 for 24, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns.
My shit will not load, bro. Come on.
He ran for 230 yards, and that's the game.
This is what I'm saying. Jalen Hurts went 16 for 24, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns. And you very clearly just said he had a pretty good game, nothing crazy. If Patrick Mahomes had that game, we'd have been like, he is an absolute bum. That
is the argument. You tweeted Jalen was always the MVP. That's the argument. Yes. Because if they had that same game, we're calling fucking Mahomes a fucking bum.
Yeah, we are.
We're like, holy shit, he only had 154 yards.
Jalen threw for more yards than...
No. Mahomes threw for more. I'm pretty sure.
It was 125 to...
190 something.
No, it was
not. Jalen had 154 yards in the air.
Okay.
Mahomes
not total.
Had 195.
Mahomes had 195.
That's what I said.
But Jalen had 34 yards rushing.
So he still didn't even
out. He still had 3 touchdowns, though.
That's the only thing he had over him was 1 more touchdown.
Okay, but they didn't need to do anything else. We dominated this team. Exactly. They barely came out to fucking win.
You played a worse team.
Jacksonville's definitely not better.
Jacksonville's better.
They are better than the Giants.
Exactly.
No, they're not. They're actually not.
They are.
It's kind of
Listen,
close.
we were saying Daniel Jones is a fucking MVP. He's going to get a fucking $200 million contract after last week.
Don't we nothing. We said
Brennan,
he played better.
You want to tell the crowd
it's not
what the fuck you were telling me?
It was not we. It was me.
I
was saying this.
Oh my God.
Danny Dimes.
I said he played better.
He's such a bum.
He's
a fucking bum.
Danny Dimes is going to get that contract. He's going to get paid. I think he deserves it. And I think the same thing, not on the same level. Let's put that out there right now, right here. Not on the same level. But if we're going to keep saying, like, Lamar has no weapons, this man has no weapons.
Yeah, that's the only argument you could say. But don't
his one weapon is better than Lamar's weapons in general, though.
Mark Andrews?
Saquon?
Mark Andrews?
Who would you rather have?
Mark Andrews or Saquon?
Who would you rather have?
To throw to?
Who would you rather have?
To throw
Who
to.
would you rather have?
No,
we're not doing this because that's the same fucking argument I had when he said, "Oh, Terry McLaurin's a better pure receiver." You're trying to fit your argument. Who would you rather have?
Saquon? Is that either of our argument though? We're not arguing that.
Who's the second? Let's go over the second. Who is the Giants tight end? And would you rather have?
I'd rather have Saquon.
Would you rather have that bum or would you rather have J.K. Dobbins? You'd rather have J.K.
All right, if you're saying it like okay,
in those comparisons,
then you got Andrews,
but I don't think Mark Andrews is better than Saquon.
Okay, it's neck and neck. I can't tell you who the fucking tight end is for the Giants, and I've watched.
It was Evan Ingram who got a resurgence at the Jaguars.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Yeah,
crazy how good you play when you leave the Giants.
Yeah,
Giants are overrated. You're bragging about this game, bro. Seriously?
No, shut the fuck up. No.
So,
how many people in the national media? I think Skip Bayless.
And everything.
We could go through it. I can't because our fucking internet's not working. But the thing is, there's so many people that picked the Giants after they beat a horrendous fucking trash defense in Minnesota.
Now,
Kirk Cousins is not, by any fucking metric, Jalen Hurts.
Now, I want to defend myself again. Because in our group chat, I sent out the message that said, I got a feeling this Giants team might do something. Now, I said this.
You know what that feeling was? It was a fucking hemorrhoid. That's what it was.
Might have been.
The
reason I said that is I was like, the Giants scraped by, barely made it. This Giants team was supposed to be ass. They're playing the number one team that's been the number one team all year.
Pretty much.
They've been the best team all year.
That seems like a Giants thing to do in that game. Like, it wasn't like I was like, oh, they're just better. They're playing so good. I was just like, somehow this stupid ass team's gonna do it.
Like,
man.
This is their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, they could lose.
That's
next
what
week
that's the whims everybody was going off of for their picks.
Yeah.
They had no objective reasoning whenever they're talking about like performance.
Wants to start talking about
other than saying Jalen Hurts is hurt. Like, he's been hurt. We don't know if he's gonna look like the MVP candidate that he's been. Lane Johnson has a fucking abdomen injury, which he didn't.
He didn't
Shannon
even play,
Sharp, can you fucking actually look at the media before you start talking shit? Like, please stop.
Oh my god, he's calling Shannon out.
Yeah, Shannon, go and look at the fucking media and actually look at what the injury is.
Shannon, whatever you say is right to me.
Listen,
I ain't telling you a damn.
Lane Johnson himself said that it was a fucking groin injury.
Good.
He was grabbing at his cock every fucking 5 seconds in the game because he was hurting. Like, this is I'm tired of it. We already know the outcome of this fucking game, essentially, because they just won. The 49ers just beat the Cowboys, by the way. Everybody, the fucking 49ers are in the NFC Championship. They're coming into Philly. They're going to get their fucking...
hold on.
Brock fucking Purdy.
We got another game to talk about.
Fucking Brock Purdy.
And this one was actually the most surprising. Not because of who won, because I actually...
How they won.
I picked them to win, but yes.
One more thing before we move on.
Okay.
Do y'all remember 2017, 2018? The Eagles won the Super Bowl, right?
You've never let me forget it.
That's true. I have not done everything
in my power.
I haven't let you forget it. Who did they beat? Who did they beat in the NFC Championship?
We are the equivalent of sexually assault.
No, who did they beat in the NFC Championship? I just want to know. Do y'all know?
Is it the 49ers?
No.
Okay.
It was the Vikings.
Okay. Well, before that, do you know the score of the first round?
The first round.
In 2017?
Yeah, it was
2017,
15-10. 15-10.
No, you all won.
Yeah, I know.
The exact same score that you all won this one. You all won 38-7 your first game.
Well, that's what I was getting at. We beat the Vikings in the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
38-7.
Yeah.
The Giants are going to wear this stain for the rest of their fucking history. Yeah. I want them to know right now. The only reason y'all were even remotely close to a playoff berth was Brian Daboll. Daniel Jones is horrible. I want y'all to sign him to a $200 million quarterback. Don't fucking get me wrong. I want y'all to sign Saquon Barkley to a $30 million a year contract as a running back. I want these bad things to happen to you because you're such a pathetic fucking disgrace of a franchise. And Eli Manning being there was the best thing. I want him to witness that. Whenever he ever fucking talks about his shitty ass team that he played multiple decades for, I want him to realize he picked the wrong team to fucking root for, to go to. He could have been a Charger, made Marty Schottenheimer a fucking legend.
One more thing.
But he went to the Giants, and he got his fucking shit rocked last night. I don't want to fucking ever hear it again. We are the best team in the fucking NFL. We're going to prove it next week. All right. Let's go. Next game.
This one was really weird to me.
Easy. It was easy.
It was the Bengals playing the Bills.
Yes.
The Bengals won 27-10.
Man, I think it was a mismatch.
So I did think the Bengals were a better team. We can start there.
Yeah, going into the game for sure.
Going into the game,
they looked like they were during the game back in week 17.
Yes, before
like going into that
everything happened.
Yeah, with Damar Hamlin.
I think just the Bengals have been playing better. Now, if I would have known going into this game, one, I knew it was going to be played at the Bills. But if I knew that it was going to be snowing, the Bills should have won this game.
Yeah,
they're definitely more adapt to this.
Yeah,
this is they have home. They have a home field advantage. Everything.
They've been labeled as a tougher team. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But if you look at their rushing totals, that has been the issue all year for the Bills.
Yeah.
Where Josh Allen is the leading rusher, he's been the fucking offense for the Bills, and they have no second note. Whereas, Cincinnati, they have a decent enough rushing game. Samaje came in and had 7 carries for 33 yards. But Joe Mixon.
100 yards.
Here's another thing. I got to get on my soapbox again. Nick Wright. I don't know what it is about your fucking, obsession with talking shit to Joe Mixon. Y'all are not as good as the Bengals. You got to prove it to us, the people that actually watch the game, that y'all are going to be able to beat the Bengals because you haven't. Yeah. With Joe Burrow there. So, next week when they come to your house and they fucking win that game, I think there should be an apology to this guy because he had over 100 yards rushing again. 20 carries, 105 yards, and a touchdown. Looked great.
We'll see.
Joe Burrow, by the way, I think he's the second best quarterback in the NFL. Bar none. At the very worst. Mm-hmm. Given his performance today, 27-10, they end up beating Buffalo. Yeah. What do y'all think? Do you all think that Joe Burrow is the second best quarterback in the NFL? I feel like he's got a way better running game, but their offensive line is terrible.
Their offensive line is terrible.
I think their defense is better than the Bills, too.
That's crazy to say because the Bills should have been.
They didn't have Vaughn either.
Yeah, the Bills' defense was so good.
But they lost Vaughn, they lost Jordan Poyer, Tre'Davious White, and Micah Hyde.
Both quarterbacks were sacked one time, by the way. 1 for 2 yards, 1 for 3.
But my biggest takeaway was, one, Josh Allen, especially, didn't look like he was ready for the snow.
That was what I said.
Yeah.
I said they drafted him for this game, and he's losing.
Yeah.
He had a bad overthrow to Diggs, early on
2
in the
or 3.
But that's why you drafted him.
Yeah.
That is what we've all heard is, he fucking played in Wyoming. Yeah, he was a product. He was a project there, but we'll bring him here because he can throw in these type of situations, and he didn't excel.
Yeah, it was weird.
That was weird. That was
and this is this is home for them. It's not like they traveled to go play in the snow. This was a home game for them. They should be the most.
It wasn't a turnover issue either with the Bills, which has been a struggle for them.
Because Josh Allen's been turning it over lately.
He was trying to make a play. I figured they're down multiple possessions at that point. They got to do something. It didn't seem like the traction with the players that are running the routes actually could get the traction.
Yeah.
But we didn't give this pass to Aaron Rodgers in the divisional round whenever they lost to the 49ers last year.
Yeah, I'm not giving no.
So no passes here.
Well, it's kind of a different situation just because Aaron had wanted that so long.
Yeah.
I want this home game. You get this home game, and then you shit in your bed.
Yeah.
It's I blame him more than I blame Josh now, but this is the game that they drafted Josh for, and if he can't win these games, then what are we going to do? Because there's already apparently dissension between Stephon Diggs in the front office or the team in general.
Brennan, you had the update on that. Do you want to mention that about Diggs?
Well, before that, I have a second takeaway. My second biggest takeaway from the Bills is they ran 61 offensive plays. Mm-hmm. 11 of them did not go through Josh Allen.
That's a problem.
That's been my criticism of the Bills for the longest. Is without Josh Allen having a fucking phenomenal game, or their defense kind of stepping up, getting picks and making up turnovers and getting defensive scores and stuff.
Yeah,
that's where they're going to have issues because if Josh Allen isn't on his A game, they fucking end up losing.
Patriots scored 18 on this Bengals team.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
we scored more points than the Bills. Fuck the Bills.
You're not a better team.
You're bums.
But that's
D-Hop, baby, suck my dick.
That's the craziest thing for me is just seeing even Patrick Mahomes isn't throwing as much as Josh Allen.
But it's not nearly affecting the team
in terms of attempts per game, for sure.
Allen.
But, like, I feel like Mahomes is getting more production out of less.
Yeah. But, like,
and I don't think his offensive weapons are definitely not on par with Josh Allen's this year.
Yes. As a whole.
Diggs,
the only
Diggs
one that
is
you
far
could
away better than everybody as a receiver other than
But Kelsey's better than all of them.
You think Kelsey as a receiving threat is better than Stephon?
I would rather have Kelsey than Stephon. And that's hard.
That one is hard.
You can also get the same thing you can get from Stephon from other receivers, whereas you can't get the same thing you get from Kelsey and other tight ends. Yeah. Kelsey is, like, that's the thing. Like, we were talking about, I don't know when we're doing it, but, like, our receiver rankings, like, it's hard pressed not to put, the only reason we're not doing it is because of the position. Yeah, it is receivers. But if we're talking about just pure receiving threat, Kelsey is a top 5 threat. That's just the facts.
Yeah, but that was my 2 biggest takeaways. Oh, I'll pull up the Diggs thing if I can find it real quick.
Digging in my booty.
Nope, not that one.
She can leave me, but I'm still gonna dig in my butt.
Why you gotta do this, bro?
That's an NBA YoungBoy meme. I don't know. That shit was funny. I've never wanted a game more than I wanted this one. My soul is crushed. You're 90.
Who?
The fucking Skip.
Skip.
You were alive the last time y'all won.
So
it's been 27 years.
And then the update before. Do we have anything else to say about the game?
You're good. You're going to.
Okay. So there was an update saying Bills wide receiver Stephon Diggs darted out of the locker room with all of his stuff before some of the Bills coaches were even down the tunnel area. Practice squad running back Duke Johnson stopped Diggs before he left the stadium and brought him back to the locker room. He left a few minutes later.
I don't want to say. Okay, so now that, like, I guess I just didn't listen the first time you said it. That's my fault. But that kind of sounds like some emotion shit. Like, let me just get away from the situation before I blow up. Because you know how receivers are. You know how, like,
I'm not gonna
especially
excuse
a receiver.
No, you can't excuse the behavior, though. Because the same shit happened in Minnesota because he was, a year removed from the NFC title game loss from going to Buffalo. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he didn't have a good enough relationship with Kirk whenever he first came in. He came in that following year after Case Keenum fucking shit the bed. You know what I mean? Like, he has had very, very much a great enough opportunity to be that guy and to help elevate his team to a championship game. And he did last year. He was a coin flip away from winning. Mm-hmm. And going to the Super Bowl last year. Yes. You know what I mean?
And that might be, like,
so why would you ever put yourself in a situation where your team does not believe in you as a guy that's going to take the lumps with us? You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like he's emotionally, like, capable of,
But I can also understand wanting to get away from this situation. Like,
this is 3 years in a row, though, as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like he's only getting older, and he's been in this position multiple times.
You removing yourself from a situation makes it seem like he's not putting it on himself, whenever he is just as much to blame for the loss as everybody else in that room. Because it takes a group effort.
I don't know. I don't blame him as much.
Well, I'm not blaming him solely, but, like, if you go to blame,
he is in a dependent
that's what you
position.
Shouldn't do as an athlete. You shouldn't put blame on an individual player. Like, whenever a kicker misses a kick, why are you in the situation where you're putting your entire NFL life on the line
better
for a
than
kicker?
That situation, though. Like, in my situation, like, he could have been like, let's go.
I'm just talking about from a team aspect. You don't put yourself in a situation where you isolate yourself.
You don't want to put yourself to question. You don't want to put yourself in question.
Because now that just tells your teammates, like, he doesn't think he had any bearing on the game. Like, he doesn't want to. Like,
maybe
he doesn't think that, like, I don't have his support.
Well, you don't think that
doesn't make Josh Allen feel any better.
Yeah, but you don't think maybe he's thinking maybe he's the exact opposite of what you're saying. He's saying
or he the reason we lost the game, overwhelming the reason why.
Yeah, and he just wanted to, like, maybe,
I don't know how from
but I understand what you're saying either way, because whether you're the problem or not, you still have to face the team.
Yeah.
But what do you think Josh is thinking in that situation? Like, he's not here to help me.
Josh is probably thinking the same thing that he's thinking.
Well, I don't know.
I could have got him the ball more. Like, and this is the thing that this is the big point when I rank players is it matters about your impact. It doesn't matter about what you do at the position. It matters about your impact at the position. And two players of this caliber both probably aren't thinking, oh, it's the other person's fault. They're both thinking, I could have done more to make this better. And I definitely think that from Josh Allen's perspective. even with the one interception, whether it was late or not, he's still like, how could I have played better? And I think Stephon Diggs is cut of the same cloth. I don't think he has as many excuses with Allen as he did with Kirk.
Now, I will say,
not at all.
I don't know if you all watched any of the game or got to see any of it. There's another little video of Josh Allen is sitting on the bench, sidelines, and he's like head down, and you can see Diggs walk by him, throw his hands up, obviously yelling at Josh Allen, kind of saying like at least some sort of altercation. And then he leaves.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so it does seem
it seems like a pattern of behavior. He did the same shit in Minnesota.
I am not excusing it, but
yeah,
I don't.
He's one of your favorite players, and
but that's how receivers are.
But like, at the same time, I also just don't like.
Receivers have always been like this. Like,
yeah.
Are we going to start caring now?
Yeah, all my favorite receivers are
Karens.
Prima donnas is what the word I was going to use, but
yeah,
sure.
It's a Karen of the position.
We're going to talk about for our last call. We are going to talk wide receivers a little bit.
Yeah. But do we have anything else to say about this game? We didn't talk about the Bengals. Let's give some credit. Me and you were talking about this before the game. The big thing was like the Bengals' offensive line has been so bad they just can't run the ball either. Joe Mixon's had his worst year in a long time.
Yeah. And then he
stepped up.
Yeah.
This was the game that he needed to, especially in the snow, get the ball out of your
He did have 5 touchdowns.
He did have a crazy ass
I was
game.
ready to say, like, he did go the fuck off.
Yeah.
But that was probably a chunk of his production for the entire year was in that game. But yeah, the thing about the Bengals, they had a lot of different stunts they were running from the defensive standpoint. They were getting pressure on Josh a lot. Mm-hmm. He was getting the ball out quick. See, that's another thing coming from like the Bills side. If you're a receiver and you have any sort of like, I don't know, any ill will towards Josh, like he had no time to throw. And whenever he did get out of the pocket, there was nobody open.
Yeah.
So like
that's hard.
You got to go. You got to get your yards where you get them, and he had to rush for a lot of them.
But that's always how it is.
But the Bengals, they had a really good pass rush. They sent a lot of different players at them. I mean, they got what's his name, the safety. I can't remember his name. But they were sending a lot of different pressures, and that's what kind of disrupted the game plan for the Bills. Very good defensive game plan. Yeah. And as for like the offensive standpoint, Joe Burrow's the second best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. To put in perspective, to talk on the comparison that we just had, that he did have 5 touchdowns in a game. This was his 4th game this year with more than 20 or more attempts in a game.
Yeah.
He had 7 touchdowns this year.
Holy shit.
Rushing. He had 2 receiving.
Yeah, but he had 5 total that game, and it was...
So, yeah, he got all of his scores in that game, essentially.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act
No, they did. They couldn't run the ball. In the games that they were able to run the ball, they won.
But look at where they picked him up. Like, Jamar Chase had over 10 touchdowns. He had 35 passing touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like, that's where they were getting their touchdowns from. In an atmosphere where, like, you don't expect the Bengals to have a better offensive game than the Bills, but, like, they're able to run the ball. That made the whole difference. In the
I would say that was the biggest difference is because
it's always the biggest difference.
When they were able to run the ball in bad, snowy weather, I would say getting the ball out of your quarterback's hands as much as possible is going to be better for your team.
Yeah. Yep. And I guess we can move on. You don't want to talk about the Cowboys game?
Yeah, so next
we have wrapped up.
Cowboys 49ers. 49ers ended up winning this game 19-12.
I don't think anybody had any doubt in the outcome other than me. I had the Cowboys winning. I wanted them to win. I feel like they're a much easier opponent from a game plan standpoint. But San Francisco, they held tough. Like, that's just been their modicum. Like, that's been who they've been all year. It's just been a tough team to play. Defensively, they were able to get to Dak one time, force 2 turnovers. He threw 2 picks again. I don't know how many games this year did he have multiple picks. I'm going to go look at that.
More games than Brett.
Because my internet's actually working. Holy shit. All right.
Quit hating.
I'm sorry, buddy. Let's go look at them all.
So another thing, they only ran the ball 18 times, which is still a shit ton more than the 11 for the Bills. But
that's crazy. That's crazy. In games where they run more than they throw, they win. And they fucking followed that all year. In most of their games, they ran more than they throw. In the one game that it mattered, they threw way more than they ran, and look what happened.
Yeah, well, it's the 49ers.
So,
sometimes you gotta just...
But still, there's something there.
Yeah.
It's you're changing your game plan. You went from running, like the last game, it was 33-32, I'm pretty sure. 33 runs, 33 passes, or 32 passes. It was literally like one off.
Yeah, Dak threw the ball 33 times. He had 5 total touchdowns, though.
Yeah, but go look at the amount of times they ran. They ran the ball more than they threw.
So,
I'm pretty sure.
Dak this season had 6 games of multiple interceptions.
Yeah.
He never had more than 2, but he did have...
But that's...
Yeah, he'd have 6 games in which he threw 2 interceptions.
That's 12 interceptions in 6 games.
Yeah, and he had 15 total on the year.
Yeah.
Missing 5 games, which is unfucking believable to me.
He would have led the league in interceptions if he played those 5 games.
He did. He led the league in interceptions. He was number 1.
He would have fucking ran away with it.
My thing with the Cowboys, it seemed to me that like whenever they lost Tony Pollard, because he went down the game.
Did he?
Yeah, he went.
Okay.
He left.
Because that was gonna be my biggest thing is like Zeke, and I love Zeke. I've been a big Zeke guy pretty much his whole career. But like, why did he run the ball more than Tony? But that makes sense. Tony went down.
So the thing is that they've also had a lot of issues with their offensive line all year. Tyron Smith didn't play until like week 7, I think. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But like they had to like change their unit every week. They haven't gotten any consistent play from the right side of their line other than Zach. Well, obviously the right tackle was not consistent at all through the year. Tyler Smith, he played left guard quite a bit. Then they had Jason Peters. Then they had Tyron Smith.
Was probably outside of Zach Martin the best one.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. Their offensive line play has been iffy all year. Their defense played pretty tough. They were able to get to Brock 2 times on the game. Brock didn't have an outstanding game. 19 of 29 for 214.
I'm gonna say it. That's a Jimmy G game.
That is a Jimmy G.
That's a Jimmy G game. Like that's a Jimmy G.
That's what Jimmy G looks like in the playoffs.
Oh
yeah. Like it's not
no
like,
touchdowns.
You're not like holy shit he balled out, but like
he didn't
against
lose
this
the game.
pass rush though. Those
picks.
sacks are way the fuck up because Purdy was getting out of the pocket, escaping a lot of pass rushes. Like
I don't know. I'm not too hard pressed to say that this game would have went any different if Jimmy G started.
I think it would have been.
This is
the first game that I would say that Jimmy G would have done the exact same.
I don't know about that because I think that the pass rush would have got there maybe caused more turnovers or like
stats wise though is like this is the first like looking at the stats. This is the first game that I was like Jimmy G could have done this.
In terms of the defense for Dallas, the worst aspect of their defense all year was their rush defense. They were 22nd. Mm-hmm. They held a very, very good rushing team to under 150 yards rushing.
Yeah.
Across 32 carries, they had 113 yards rushing. And the longest run they had was 13 yards, and that was close to icing the game.
I mean, and that's for you. 32 rushing attempts, 29 passes.
Yeah.
For the 49ers.
Yeah.
Like, they're able to do
But
that.
they've always ran more than
but I'm
they
just
pass.
saying, like, this is another,
like... George Kittle kind of, I don't know, he's like a dominant player. I don't know, man.
Dude's good. I was actually pretty happy to see, because it looked like last week, whatever it is, man, the Bucs do not, like, I guess they just say, fuck it, we don't care who balls out, but it will not be CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
Like, they fucking shut him down. But this game, CeeDee had 10 catches, 117 yards.
I think that was the game plan. Like, let CeeDee get those underneath, like,
yes. Put the ball in the hands of your best receiver.
Yeah, 10 for 117.
Also, T.Y. Hilton's going to have 1 catch every game.
Yeah, and
He's
it was a first down. It was a guarantee. Like, it was a first down.
It's always...
That 15-yard catch got them a first down.
Yes. T.Y. Hilton is going to come in the game.
Michael Gallup going 0 catches for 3 targets.
That's unbelievable.
Man.
He has to step up. And I guess that's another reason if like this team needs Odell so bad is they need that number 2.
They do need a number 2. I don't know if it's going to be Odell.
Of course, but
what if they went after DeAndre Hopkins?
They should.
Because it seems
every
like
team in the league should go after
D-Hop. Definitely like at least a high tier number.
There's not a single team in the league that should be like, we don't need D-Hop. Every team in the league should say we need him.
Philly really needs him right now.
You wouldn't want DeAndre Hopkins.
It doesn't hurt.
I like
fucking
him, but
kidding me?
I would rather.
It doesn't hurt you, and he's probably better than Devontae.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you could
Devontae Smith running out of the slot.
Get the fuck out of here.
D-Hop
in the slot.
D-Hop on the field.
I like D-Hop on the outside because he gets those catches.
AJ in the slot.
D-Hop on the field.
Stopping that monster?
It's just D-Hop on the field.
He's too big.
It's an embarrassment of riches.
I don't know, man.
Like I agree with that.
There's
not a team that
of the NFL.
There's not a team in the NFL that's like if we have a chance to get him, we're
Lamb
pass.
straight up. CeeDee Lamb straight up for DeAndre Hopkins. Dak is a fucking MVP.
I mean, you should do it because it's D-Hop. But, like...
Do you think they do that?
I don't think they do it.
No.
But, like...
They're gonna exercise a fifth-year option because they'll have to do it this year.
Yeah.
Because he's in his third year, so...
Yeah.
Going into this offseason, they'll pick up his fifth-year option. He'll play under that contract, and he may get a fucking top-tier...
You have anything else to say about this before?
Fuck the Cowboys.
Okay. I understand.
I mean, I did want to play the Cowboys, but we got to go for this. We're gonna blow out either team. It don't matter. So, it don't matter, bro.
Well, speaking of that, that's what we're gonna get into next, since we don't have anything else to say about these games.
Yep.
Is we're gonna get into this Final Four. Now that it is set, let's pick how we're gonna think it's going to play out. We'll start with the Eagles and 49ers, since you have already made it very clear. You think that
we're gonna blow this team out. It's not even fucking. I'm just kidding. The thing about the 49ers. Their defense has been dominant, and they've also been able to force turnovers. They've also been able to get to the quarterback quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Our offensive line is far better than Dallas's, and they were able to only get 1 sack on the day. Jalen Hurts has also been a very, above average to, elite level decision maker. Mm-hmm. When you compare him to Dak, it's not even close. Mm-hmm. So my thing is that the different modes of attack that Philly can make. Whenever it comes to the offensive standpoint. I don't know how you defend everybody on the field. There's just so many different ways we can win. Jalen Hurts' legs, Dallas Goedert in the middle of the field, got A.J. Brown down deep, you got Devontae Smith breaking open on every route he's ever ran in his life, got Quez Watkins with the speed, Miles Sanders on the outside, Kenny Gainwell up the middle, Boston Scott, even.
I mean, I can do the same thing for the 49ers. Come on.
I'm just saying, I don't know how you defend all that.
How do you defend all the 49ers players?
I mean...
Brandon Ayuk, Debo.
I don't think their corners...
CMC, their probably not in the same order.
Those corners do not match up to ours. When it comes to passing the ball, and our pass rush has been better than San Francisco's all year. Mm-hmm. So, who's going to guard Hassan Reddick? Is it going to be Trent Williams? And who's going to get the other guy?
Yeah.
It's going to be Josh Sweat. So,
and not to
those pressures are going to get to Brock, and if we can contain him, make him throw from within the pocket, that's where he makes his mistakes.
He's gonna make mistakes. He's a rookie. It's just.
I think it's going to be a close game, just because I don't expect to be a blowout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're a far more talented team from every position group. You can pick an elite player on every single position group on their team.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Eagles. So I just think the inexperience for Brock Purdy and how they played against Dallas, their offense isn't overwhelming. When they play a good defense, they don't tend to have a lot of points, which the best defenses they've played this year. New Orleans, Kansas City, and then they've played Denver. They didn't score a whole lot of points against Denver. That's when Jimmy G was playing, though. But, the Eagles easily have the best defense of those teams they played.
Yeah.
To be fair, you're talking about experience. Neither of the quarterbacks have experience in the game that they're about to play in.
Yeah. True.
Which matters.
Very fair.
But whenever it goes down, you look down the roster, look at all the guys that have been in that spot.
They have
for the 49ers. They made it to the championship game last year. The only guy that you look at is Brock Purdy. He's the only guy that doesn't have experience in the playoffs. Christian McCaffrey. Well, no, he made it to the Super Bowl with Cam. That was 2015, so he was there.
Wow. That's been a minute.
But the only inexperience is
weird. I've never thought about that CMC was on that team with Cam.
Yeah, they didn't win they made it, but they didn't win it.
That's weird.
Man, that's crazy.
So,
or was it D'Angelo Williams?
I don't think it's CMC.
Are you sure?
No. Not at all. That's
I'm not sure
what I'm
either.
saying. I'm definitely not sure, but it just didn't sound right.
It's Super Bowl 50.
Fuck, dude. This is the one. So I was hoping the Cowboys win, so I have a definitive pick. I don't fucking know who's going to win this one. This is the hardest game to pick.
Niners.
It was D'Angelo. It was
okay.
Not. It was
not. All right.
That next year.
2016 is.
When they drafted him was that year.
Yeah, it was that following offseason because it was 2016.
Okay. That makes so much sense.
But they had Jonathan Stewart, too, so he was there.
Yeah.
Jonathan Stewart, great fantasy back. Jesus Christ. That's awesome.
So it's a weird predicament because I'm betting on who do I think is going to have a better game, the run game of the 49ers or the passing game of the Eagles.
I
is what I am
there's
betting
no question
on.
there.
You think there's no question there?
I don't think there's no question there.
You think CMC and Debo? Because is Debo running the ball?
Yeah, he ran. He ran it for 4 times this game.
Okay.
Four times for 11 yards. That's the thing. Dallas is 22nd overall in rush defense all year. We are far better. From a schematic standpoint, we still have Jordan Davis coming off the bench for rushing sets.
But like also the games that you all lost, I understand there was the injuries there, but the games that you all lost,
turnover battle.
It was also running ripped you all apart, or like.
Well, I mean, the one game we did lose before that was before Jalen wasn't playing was against the Commanders.
Yes.
Let me go look at the stats.
And they fucking ran like crazy.
They did run on y'all.
And then before that game, though, you all almost...
But that was turnovers.
And you all almost lost to the Texans because Dameon Pierce went fucking crazy. And I'm not saying that... And I get it, yes, and I understand that. Yeah. But if I am going to say that Dameon Pierce could have done that, CMC could do that.
Well, yeah, he's way fucking better.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's as clear-cut as just like, oh...
I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout or anything.
No,
that's not what
it's going to be a close. I think it's going to be a very close game.
I think that their defense is it is the best defense we've played all year.
Yeah,
bar none. Like it's them.
Really
which goes
New
for
Orleans actually had a pretty good defense all year. Who else did we play? Fuck, we got Jacksonville was pretty good defensively this year. The Titans maybe.
I'm looking at them both.
Yeah. I think we're just better.
I think
we have a better quarterback. We have a better
like
defense.
Brock Purdy too much, and the way that this year, like my favorite player just got eliminated from the playoffs. Like it's just been one of those. Well, 2023 has been different, but the way this NFL season has played out, usually if I really like someone, they're getting fucking kicked out of the playoffs. They're not making it very far. I'm gonna take the Eagles here to win this game. I am rooting for 49ers, not by much. I'll be happy with either of these teams making it to the Super Bowl. I really like a lot of players on both of these teams. I love CMC. I love Brock Purdy. I love Brandon Ayuk. I love Debo.
Mm-hmm. You like George Kittle?
George Kittle. Joey Bosa.
Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa, yeah. And then love Devontae. He is one of my favorite receivers. The best top 5 best celebrations I've ever seen in my entire life. AJ Brown. I really like Jalen, and everything
Kelsey.
Everything I see of Jalen makes me like him more. Jason Kelsey, yeah. So forth, so on. So this is a pretty win-win for me.
Either team making it. I mean, I guess I could reveal. I think either team that wins from the NFC is going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh,
so that's like San Francisco hasn't won since what 94.
They were undefeated, and they were going to win that Super Bowl until they got robbed with a power outage.
Well, I mean, they've been in a Super Bowl even sooner or even recently than that.
Yeah, but. Look at who the quarterback was.
Yeah, but they still could have won that game.
They couldn't.
They were up by 10 going into the fourth.
They couldn't have won.
So
they had Jimmy G.
I'm just saying. Yeah, Jimmy G's trash.
Yeah. I'll never bet for him.
Because my thing is like whenever we're talking about best rosters remaining in the NFL,
yes,
I think it's Philly.
Yes.
And San Francisco, I would have them tied. Honestly,
yes. Philly the only
in terms of all pro players that have made the pro, like even the Pro Bowl, they're like.
It's quarterback. It's what separates you.
Yeah,
it's truly what separates you.
Philly
as
had more overall Pro Bowlers.
I think AJ's better than Debo, but I don't think the dip is crazy. George Kittle's better than any tight end they have. CMC's better than any running back they have. Nick Bosa's better than any defender they have. Like
there's a lot going on.
I am right.
You're going crazy.
Real quick, the AJ Debo, I do agree, as a receiver, but Debo, I don't look at him as a receiver. I look at him as like.
Did you say Debo's better than AJ?
No, I said AJ's better than Debo, but
like,
okay.
The way that I look at it is like you're comparing like a point guard to
Luka,
to a shooting guard, small forward. Like you're playing like it's a very different position, even though it is the same position.
This is that same argument with is the Terry shit. It's like it's impact of position. It's impact, yeah, but he's not better than Debo. Like, but that's it's impact on position. Whereas, Like AJ does just as much as Debo does total.
Yeah. And you saying that Nick Bosa's far and away better than everybody on the Eagles?
He's the best player he's better than every player on your
Hassan
defense.
Reddick was dominant yesterday. Dominant.
Was he defensive player of the year?
He could have made an argument after yesterday. If you extend it into the playoffs, like he made a case for himself. I'm serious.
You said the passing game was what your comparison was. I said that I think it's San Francisco's running game versus
I think it's the run game.
The Eagles are better running the football than San Francisco this year.
I think if San Francisco's run game can make up for it over the Eagles' passing game is what it'll be. That's the.
I don't think the Eagles' passing game is going to be the key. It's going to have to be whoever controls the ball more. Like, I mean, I know that's a goofy stat to go by, but time of possession is going to be key in this game because I don't necessarily think whereas the back end of the 49ers is low, their pass rush is hellacious.
Well, look at the teams that have been able to sustain drives against Philly. That's whenever you see them lose.
But all those teams are able to run.
I think if
every team that's able to sustain drives against Philly are teams that are able to run. Yeah. It's going to be who runs the ball better this game because you're not going to. Your back end's going to be more open because.
Did you pick anybody, by the way?
I'm going. Yeah, San Fran.
Eagles.
Whereas the 49ers corners are bad or not bad, but they're not as good as the Eagles corners are. Your guys' pass rush isn't. Their pass rush is going to open up opportunities for everything else. But that's where this is the game that Jalen has to show that I'm the guy. Because this is the game where he's going to need to get
$250 million game.
Yes, this is a $250 million game.
This is a $250 million.
This is a quarterback market contract game for Jalen Hurts.
This is
that is the truth.
This is the bag.
This is the game that you're going to see. Okay, we might need to trade 2 first-round picks to get a
I'll
quarterback.
even go out on a limb. I want 10 on it since you're picking them.
Well, I can't just be different.
No, you're picking the 49ers. You want 10 on it?
Yeah, I'll do that.
That's 10 on it.
You fucking lost the last bet. I'm up on bets on you right now.
There was a bet that because I went back and looked at something. One of the
we bet on
previous
something.
episodes.
I don't even remember what it was.
What was it?
I have no clue.
I'm not even gonna act like I know. I'm gonna go back and look.
I was gonna say I'm gonna have to go back and look through all the episodes and see what bets were made and see who came out.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. This is the best game Jalen Hurts has ever played in his life.
This has to be the game.
This is where he shines the brightest. I feel. Because it's just he's been so good, and
this has to be the game. This is the game where it tells you whether he's done good all season. This is the game that tells you, like, okay, when we need to win and we need that extra
Yeah. All right, let's set our Super Bowl matchup then. We just got done with the NFC.
49ers.
Let's talk about the AFC. We got a rematch for the third time in less than 12 months.
It's just not happening. He's not
doing
it again.
Joe Burrow has not lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in his entire career.
I don't give a fuck.
But this could end up being the thing that actually catapults Patrick Mahomes into like solidifying himself as like a Hall of Fame player.
I mean,
he's already on track.
I don't care about talking about the Hall of Fame because he's gonna make it.
He's gonna make
There's
it.
so
I'm
much
just saying,
time.
like this is like
we need to solidify the argument of he's fighting for his number one position because what happens if Burrow beats him again? Like these are the questions we have to ask.
What do you mean if?
It's not happening.
Getting this weird. I picked the Bengals to win the fucking Super Bowl before the season started.
No,
I'm taking them now.
So they already were taking Eagles-Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna have a good week next week. We gotta talk about Pro Bowl next week. That's crazy. Yeah. We got a week of Pro Bowl before we have the NFC or the Super Bowl.
It's not. It's the new format.
I know, but
it's not the Pro Bowl. It's flag football, and it's
the flag football
it's
game
a week
is the Sunday before.
But it's a week of events.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Like I think it's cool. It just sucks that like we don't get to just immediately get that Super Bowl. But
yeah, we're gonna have to wait a week.
But like the Bengals here, they're playing so well. They're playing so smart. And honestly,
the Chiefs are still playing better.
The Chiefs are playing really good. They're playing arguably better. Now, the Bengals beating the Bills that they did is so impressive, especially whenever you see that the Chiefs did not beat the Jags by an insane margin. And the other thing for me...
Well, we can make the argument that the Jags were hotter going into their game than the Bills were, considering the Bills were coming off kind of a shitty game. Whereas Jaguars were coming off the biggest fucking playoff upset of all time.
But the Bengals kind of had a shitty game.
They did,
and then came out and smacked the shit out of the Bills.
But that's the thing that works for them.
Yeah. My other thing is we don't know how bad the injury is. Obviously, it was not bad enough to keep him out of the game, but we don't know if he's going to linger. He's going to have these lingering because if he is now the Bengals defense is nothing like crazy, but they're good enough that
the way the kind of attack they sent in
you
Josh
need
today,
Mahomes to win
with the limited mobility that Mahomes has.
If
that is a factor going into that game, I feel like that will set them over their edge.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I had to say, based on that alone,
if you take the Chiefs, we all have different Super Bowls.
I'm gonna go with I'm probably gonna go with the Bengals just because I feel like with the pass rush they kind of showed today. Joe Burrow's track record with the Chiefs, kind of understanding what kind of defensive schemes they run. I don't feel like they're overwhelming with their pass rush. Their offensive line was able to sustain today against a far better defensive team. I think the Bills are far better.
Yeah.
I don't think Jamar Chase has a single person that can match up defensively with them.
Motherfucker's good.
They don't have a person that can
match up. And then
they've got
Hayden Hurst. They've got so many ways they can attack the Chiefs. And they've also got Joe Mixon that's going to be motivated because of the number one mega super fan. I don't think he actually gives a fuck, but like Nick Wright's going to be wrong. He was already wrong about the match. He's going to be wrong when Philly ends up beating San Francisco.
Yeah.
And then whenever he sees his favorite team go down to the Bengals, who looked terrible at the beginning of the season, kind of just like swept through their entire schedule to make it here. Like I don't know, man. It's a destiny for Joe Burrow just to lose to the Eagles in the Super Bowl. It's gonna be crazy.
Nope.
I do love it. I love, dude. It's just so awesome.
Yeah.
Back-to-back AFC Championship, and it's the same teams going on the road into Kansas City.
They're gonna lose.
Man, that's gonna be so fun.
This will be Patrick Mahomes' best game he's ever played.
He fucking better.
He needs it, and the thing is
this will be his first 500-yard game without Tyreek.
If he's limited and he can hardly move like he could in this game, because he was trying to his handoffs, he was having to hobble off of his leg. He couldn't even plan to give the ball to whoever was running at the time. But
He'll be all right.
It's gonna be rough. Trey Hendrickson, I don't know. There's a lot of guys there that
Trey Hendrickson's been quiet.
He's not gonna be quiet in that game.
We'll see. You say that they got one sack against the Bills.
Anything else to say about the predictions for these Final Four?
No.
Eagles, Bengals in Arizona.
Pretty cool.
February 12th.
Pretty cool.
49ers, Chiefs.
All right, let's hit our last call and let's get the fuck out of here.
Again.
Wow.
Let's hit our last call.
All right, last call. We're all going to tell.
My last call is you need to fix the fucking angle.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It looked bad when I walked up.
What are you talking about, bro?
I don't believe you.
We're going to check it.
Yeah, I think you don't.
You don't wait till last call to check.
Brendan was the one that said it, so don't fucking talk to me about it.
He was the one coaching me.
Oh, you're kind of out of it.
See? Exactly.
I mean, we can still see your face. I don't know if that's a plus.
Fix the angle.
Yeah, scoot over a little bit.
Yeah. All right, we got our... He was joking. Guys. We got our last call is going to be our top 5 wide receiver list.
There's only one list.
It's not
top 5 top 5. Who do we think is the top 5 wide receivers now?
This
is going to be if every receiver played an entire year,
fully healthy with the current
healthy, no suspensions. Yeah. So we got D-Hop could possibly be on this list. Calvin Ridley could possibly be on this list. Don't know why
no, he fucking isn't.
He could be.
I do like him a lot.
He could be. And it also means that Cooper Kupp could be on this list.
Doesn't matter.
Do you all
there's one list.
Do you know your list so well that you can start at the bottom?
Yeah, there's one list.
Yeah.
There's one list. There's only one.
Okay, then go first.
I'm a little...
Let's see it.
Number 5, Jamar Chase.
Okay.
It's.
There must be a couple lists then.
Oh, yeah, I got a couple then.
There's only one list. Jamar Chase at number 5.
This must be top 5 receivers that aren't named.
Nope.
AJ
My
Brown.
number 5...
or something like that.
My number 5 is Stephon Diggs.
My number 5 is also Stephon Diggs.
Jamar has a better quarterback. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because motherfuckers say it. Jamar's got a better quarterback.
He does have a better quarterback.
That's why Diggs is my 4th.
It's so close. It's so fucking close on quarterbacks who's better.
I'm going to do it.
They had the same amount of touchdowns.
A win is a win.
Josh Allen just turns the ball over far more.
A win is a win.
Far more.
Yeah. No,
I'm with you. Give Joe Burrow
a
good offensive line.
So who's your 4? Because my 4 is Diggs.
Mine's AJ Brown.
His doesn't matter.
Shut the fuck up.
4?
I'm just running through, making sure my list is the way that I want it. Hold on.
How are you not going to say AJ's a top 5 receiver?
He's 6.
He's not 6.
He is 6.
He's actually not 6 because he's 4th on the correct list.
The correct list is mine, and he's 6.
Is AJ Brown in your top 5? Don't fucking do this, bro. Come on.
It's not. I know he's not. He's not. He's 6th.
You're out of your mind.
He is 6th.
He made Jalen Hurts a fucking MVP.
You think he's lower than 6?
I do think he's lower than 6.
I think this year he's 6.
This year, I think he was 6.
7th if we're including Travis Kelce on this list.
And he's ours getting lower. But He's real close. He's right there.
I'm
I think
fucking
there's 10 top 5 receivers in the league.
So
That's
who's
a
your
fucking
4?
problem.
That's crazy.
My number 4 is
D-Hop or Jamar, one of the two.
This motherfucker had Ryan Tannehill for 5 years. And
it's Devontae Adams.
Devontae
at 4?
At 4.
Oh, man, that's rough.
Devontae
There
Adams.
is one list, and it's mine.
All right, well.
Fuck these two.
Okay.
We'll see next year.
We'll see next year.
Devontae Adams is my number 4. Undoubtedly, he's always going to be on this list. He is going to be your best touchdown target. No one can fucking stop him from scoring a touchdown. Who's your 4?
It was AJ.
Okay. Okay. So who's your 3?
Devontae Adams. And I think with a better quarterback.
You got him at fucking 4? Mine's 3rd.
I mean, there's like
yeah, but my list is right. That's why I'm arguing.
Turns out there's not one list.
There is one list.
Is Cooper
there's
Kupp
also
in your top
certain,
5? Then shut the fuck up, because he was
Kupp's
1
not in
last
the top
year.
5.
Who's your
3? Tyreek.
See, Tyreek.
You don't make sense.
No, I do.
You don't
make
make sense.
I have a very good.
You don't
argument.
make sense.
So you want to know why?
You don't. Make
you
sense.
want to know why I have my list how it is? Tyreek is very clearly 3. I made the argument when we did the top 25 players that even with all the yards Tyreek had, Adams still had a better year because he had 14.
Also, Adams is your 2.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Like, my list isn't blasphemous. It's right. It is right. Devontae Adams is
right.
clearly the second best receiver in the league.
And then
What was
we know
it?
who your number 1 is.
Yeah, and that's not a question.
We all have the same number 1.
I was trying to see where his yards.
Y'all
were.
just don't.
My number 3.
You don't want to admit that this guy is top 5. It's fucking. It's.
Please do it like how it should be. Yeah,
my number
1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns. That's better than 17 and 7.
I understand.
So is 1,496 yards and 11 touchdowns better than 1,700?
No, because he had to work.
Shut the fuck up, then. You don't have an argument.
Tyreek has done it more. Tyreek has been better than AJ's been.
I will say
Tyreek has had fucking Mahomes for his entire career.
I can't blame Zeke on having the Cowboys' offensive line.
I can blame Tannehill for not being Jalen Hurts.
I will say this: AJ would be top 5 very easily if Jalen didn't like Devontae. I don't mean that in any weird way. If he got 20 to 30 more targets like these other receivers, he is easily on there.
He had almost 1,500 yards and
he was 4th with 88 receptions.
I get it. No, and that's what I'm saying. If he had those 100 receptions, he would be a top 5. But if he's not going to get those receptions, he is not going to surpass the people who do, for me.
Facts.
That's why I put him where he is. My number 3 is Jamar Chase. I wanted to put him just a little higher, but he played so much less than everyone else, and he is just barely behind them.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
The
dude is unbelievable.
What'd you have him at?
3.
3?
Yeah, I'll go back through my list at the end. We can all re-say our list.
Because if there's one thing we can say about Diggs, Kirk Cousins is worse than Joe Burrow, and Diggs was doing this with Kirk. So that's my argument.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the most.
That's the most accurate thing ever said
today.
I don't think anything else has ever been more accurate.
Yeah. Number 2.
Tyreek Hill.
Adams. 15.
AJ Brown, you had him too. Okay, that makes sense.
He had D-Hop too.
I got Justin Jefferson at 2.
2?
I know.
What is your problem?
I've been saying this every fucking year. Who's the number 1 receiver?
You put AJ Brown number 1?
No, he put fucking D-Hop at 1.
You're fucking ridiculous.
He's the fucking going to the goddamn Bears. He's my favorite.
He is 6. He's right here.
No, D-Hop is lower than AJ.
D-Hop is 1.
D-Hop is not as good as AJ.
A full season, I think DeAndre Hopkins is like top 5 in yards, top 5 in fucking touchdowns easily.
Not now.
This year, easily.
Not with the way that these.
Well, Kyler got hurt too. You
think of the top 5 from this year.
Yeah, AJ Brown was a top 5, and you didn't have him in there.
Did you just say
D-Hop
isn't as good as AJ Brown? That is fucking insane.
That is fucking really stupid.
Holy shit.
It's right there.
What if he was a Patriot?
Then
he'd be right here, right?
Yeah, no, you'd have him. You would have one. You would have one.
If we get him, he's 1.
Stop.
But I have to be objective because we don't have
Brennan.
him. He's not a top 5 receiver. Not at this point in his career.
He is. He's a Bear. That's why
DeAndre Hopkins and AJ Brown are as good as each other right now. That is that is a fact.
This year, I agree. With 6 games to the 17, I agree.
No, he's way below with the 6 games.
Yeah.
But whenever they're both fully healthy, they are about the same type of player. I think DK with a better quarterback with a better quarterback and full slate of games.
You know why I would rather have AJ than D-Hop? Wow. Because I the only thing that I would really see better for D-Hop is route running and hands. But AJ's so physical, and I think his run after catch is better than D-Hop.
Game is on the line. You got to throw one last
DeAndre
pass.
Hopkins has the greatest catches
Then
of
I
all
regard
time.
D-Hop as the same way as Larry Fitzgerald. That's their hands. But that doesn't mean that I think over a season I think D-Hop is better. That my top he's a top 10 receiver, but do I think he's going to outperform Jamar Chase, Diggs? My top 5. So look at my top 5. Do I think he's going to outperform Jamar Chase, Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, or JJ? No.
Yes.
That's just the thing. No.
All right.
You do.
Yeah, I do. My 5 is Diggs, 4 is Devontae Adams, 3 is Jamar Chase, 2 is Justin Jefferson.
You're saying he's the best receiver in the league.
Yeah. I've been saying this.
Yeah, he
when was the last time he was the best receiver in the league?
When he played the entire fucking year? Yeah, when he played the whole year.
He wasn't better than J-Jet last year or Devontae.
2 years ago.
Yeah, he only had 42 catches last year, so he definitely did not.
It was 2 years ago.
His first year at the Cardinals.
Yeah, 100.
He had a fucking
and you know who out-received him? And you know who was better than him? A rookie.
Jamar Chase?
No, Justin Jefferson.
Well, no shit.
But that's the point.
I'm not saying DeAndre's better.
It was literally those top 3 though for me, or those top 3. It is
so hard. I get it. I like D-Hop.
All right.
What's your top 5?
Okay, so
in order.
This is correct. Stephon Diggs 5, AJ Brown 4, Devontae Adams 3, Tyreek Hill 2, Justin Jefferson 1.
Isn't it crazy? Y'all left out my number 1. Doesn't it?
He is right there for me. I am on board
He's
with what
7.
you're saying. I just don't know if
because I would still probably think AJ's
with
better.
Justin Fields, I will say even with Mac Jones, if he lands on either of those teams, he's probably going to be right back where he was. Because
you're naming teams that don't have anything else though.
Yeah, he's going to get 150 targets in the first 5 weeks.
And AJ has Devontae, and he's still going to be better.
I'm going to play some devil's advocate.
No,
AJ's 6.
What if
you're fucking dumb?
We're going to go
Devontae or
craziest scenario.
7.
Okay.
What if he goes to the Chiefs?
All right,
then
so
he's probably
DeAndre Hopkins.
He could fight for the best quarterback.
He's the offensive player of the year, back-to-back MVP.
He might have the best year ever.
Patrick Mahomes has 45,000 yards in 7 seasons or 6 seasons, whatever. He'd be in his 6th year. God damn, that's crazy.
Isn't it crazy?
First 3,000-yard receiver.
I was about to say
there's not even one with 2,000.
I was going to say D-Hop's going to have 2,000 yards receiving, and Mahomes is going to have 7,000 yards.
Tyreek is the only person I really think could get that just because of if you have a quarterback that can like Patrick Mahomes, imagine Tyreek with Josh Allen, where there's just every play they're just throwing it 20 yards downfield. You can't keep up with Tyreek.
You can't.
That's the only person that I could see I think Tyreek is the number 1 weapon in football.
Him or Debo?
Him or I would
maybe
say Christian. Christian over him.
They're tied for me. Yeah. They're on the same fucking team.
Without thinking about it too hard, or we can, could you all think of who your 6 through 10 would be? It doesn't have to be in order, I guess. Because
AJ, D-Hop, I would have to go. AJ has to be on
it. Tyreek Hill has to be on mine.
Terry would be in there for sure. Cooper Kupp.
I literally just did this not too long ago. Yeah, because I had Cooper Kupp.
So the ones that I didn't have on there obviously are Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Hopkins.
Calvin Ridley.
I don't think he's top 10.
Really? On the Jaguars. We're talking about
That'd be rough. It'd be very hard for me to put him in there. CD Lamb probably be my top 10 right now.
Right now, I'm feeling it.
So I have Jamar Chase.
It's hard whenever we didn't prepare for this. I was just
Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Hopkins, CD Lamb.
Debo.
Because
I'd probably go Debo as my next 5, and then DK, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
I probably would.
T. Higgins.
Damn, Mike Evans.
T. Higgins.
Mike Evans.
Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle.
I could
slept on. Devontae Smith.
It's hard.
Devontae Smith. See, there's a lot of guys that are within that 10 to 20 range that are they can make the case for their top 15 status.
And I'm just saying, without looking into it too far, 84 catches, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns from Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
You're telling me Calvin Ridley's not going to do...
he's right there with Devontae Smith.
He did go to the fucking
that's what
Jaguars.
I'm saying. Calvin Ridley is going to be one of those guys.
I can't wait. I just saw that he was able to apply for reinstatement.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude. I can't wait.
All right. Well, Another great week of NFL football. Great week of UFC.
We won't be saying that next week, or you won't be saying that next week.
Yeah, you're gonna be real sad.
I know.
I might not show up.
I picked them to win. I'm just a hater.
You might not show up. That would be hilarious.
You won't be saying that at the Super Bowl.
Will you agree that whenever it comes to the NFC side, whoever wins that game's winning it all?
No. I
don't agree with that.
You have the Bengals winning. Fuck off.
I got the Chiefs winning.
That's totally not biased. Episode 18. We're going to be back next week. We'll talk about the NFC Championship.
Yup.
AFC Championship.
Yup.
We're going to talk Super Bowl.
Yup.
They're going to have the NFL awards. They're going to be mapped out. We're going to have Pro Bowl, all kinds of shit. We're probably going to go all NFL next week. But love you guys. See you next week.
Football.
Pass you 3 strides and it's a first down. Because if this Daniel Jones is the new Daniel Jones, look out, Philadelphia. Yeah, seriously.
Oh my God.